yet in this special edition of Yoruba Gbode, like we always do on Sundays. This Sunday, we have decided to make this English so we can accommodate some of our people who don't speak Yoruba, and also because this edition is very, very important. My name is Shola Yusuf. On behalf of the whole team, the entire team of Yoruba Gbode, I'd like to welcome you to another edition on this special Sunday. We are all very excited. We are going to be discussing something that is very, very important to all of us as Yoruba, because we are going to be talking about the different organizations that are representing Yoruba. When all this trouble started, then all these organizations are just springing up all over. Their sole intention is to make sure that we all get to the promised land by breaking Nigeria, so that individual group will be able to handle the affairs of their nation by themselves. I have with me, as usual, my wise men, the Amuye of Yoruba Gbode. They are here. I'm going to be introducing them to you. I've seen Baba Dipo Akinshiku. Baba Akinshiku. Baba Akinshiku, you are welcome to this edition as usual. Amoye Dipo Akinshiku, please talk so people can see that you are here. Okay. While we are waiting for Alagba Dipo Akinshiku, Baba Banji Ayiloge. Okay, Baba Banji Ayiloge. Ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Adéníran Adébóyè. Baba Adébóyè. Okay. Baba Dipo Akinshiku. Òṣàbọ́nu ṣe pàtàkì fún gbogbo èèyàn. Please let people know that you are here. We have seen your face. Let's hear your voice.
Yeah, ẹ kú ọjọ́ ìsinmi o. Yeah, mo wà níbí o.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Okay. Baba Adéníran Adébóyè. It reminds me of a joke that somebody told me when I was at BCOS. So it was in a church when people were there. And then when they call you, you will say, Mowasa. So they called this gentleman, but because he didn't have any money to contribute on that day, he said, Miowa. And people were like, you are here. Why are you saying Miowa? Miowa, kosi nkankan lapo. But I'm very happy that Baba Dipo Akinshiku is here today. We're waiting for the other members of Amuye Yoruba, on Yoruba Gbode. But while we are waiting for them, I also would like to tell you that I have invited prominent people who have things to do with the topic that we are discussing today. I'm waiting for our Baba Akintoye, and we are also waiting for Tony Nadi. Tony Nadi. It's an Anthony, and his first name is Tony. So everything works together. So, and we are also waiting for important personnel who head some important organizations. I won't call them the agitation group. I usually call them self-determination group. We also have here with us Baba Banji Ayiloge, one of the wise men on Yoruba Gbode. Baba Banji Ayiloge, you are welcome. Talk so people can hear you, so people can know you are here. Unmute yourself, sir.
Hear me.
Baba Banji Ayiloge.
Yes, Mohabi.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We are also waiting for Yeye Omofolabo Ajayi Soyinka Amoye on Yoruba Gbode. Also, please, if you are representing any self-determination group and you are here, please send me a text or raise up your hand so I will know that you are here and that you are here to discuss with us. You are here to represent a particular group. Thank you. While we are waiting for other people to join us, Baba Ayiloge, you are welcome. We have seen you, we have heard your voice, and we know that today is another day that we are going to be drinking from your wealth, from your wealth of knowledge. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Like I said, we are going to be speaking English today. So, but before I go on to the program, things are happening. We learn, this is an obituary from one of our mothers in Nigeria. This is to announce that our mother, Alhaja Nusirat Bakri, the wife of the former Chief Justice in Ogun State, the wife of Baba Gabrisiyu Bakri, has gone to rest. Mama is 86 years old. I'm going to be showing a picture a little later. Mama has worked for so many of our children to the point that every time after Mama retired, every student that has one thing or the other to do, not only in Nigeria, especially in Ogun State and generally in Nigeria, Mama took it upon herself to help them, to take them around, to make sure that they are successful in their academic research. We, at this time, we are sending a message of condolences to the family of Bakri in Abeokuta, especially Baba Justice Bakri and all other children. Also, Adetokunbo Adenekan, Bere Mama, that is Omodudu at Yoruba Gbode. We are praying that Mama will rest in perfect peace. Alijana Fridausi, like they will say in Nigeria. Also, I'm going to, we learn also today that Justice Babalakin has gone to rest. Justice Babalakin is an important personnel in Nigeria. He has spearheaded so many things. He is one of those educated that are very, very straightforward. I'm taking this opportunity to send message of condolences also to Baba Adeniran Adeboye, because Baba Justice Babalakin is one way or the other, like Yoruba tradition, a father and uncle to him. Baba Adeniran Akinpeku, late Justice Babalakin. Please unmute yourself, Professor Adeniran Adeboye.
ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi?
Yes, yes.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Ẹ kú ìbánidárò. Bàbá Bọ́lárìnwá Babalákin ẹni pàtàkì ni fún ilẹ̀ Nàìjíríà torí pé.
Baba Deboye, we are trying to use English so people can enjoy us more today.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yes. Bọ́lárìnwá Babalákin was obviously an extremely important person in Nigeria, being a justice of the Supreme Court, a retired justice of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. But way before he got there, he grew up, or was born and grew up in the Gbode Empire, capital of Gbode City.
Why is it that we have all this Olopolo Pipe in Gbode Empire? Mathematician.
Don't count me among them because I was merely trying to imitate him. Aspiration within our own community. His parents and mine were very, very close, all the way from where each of them came to Gbode from. Nobody who is younger than I am will know that we are not really blood relatives. We practically were. It was of tremendous advantage to me in all the time as a model, particularly one-on-one in 1967 when I was leaving the University of Ibadan. I mourned him. I've tried to reach his son this morning, but I'm sure that Nigeria can benefit, just like I did, from having a very righteous person in position of authority who was, however, never drunk with power. He was a model that I wish we had many of in our country, and I wish him a blessed repose. Thank you. And I extend my condolences to the family, which includes mine, because we have an extended family over there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much. Like Yoruba will say. When I was reading what they wrote, actually I got two obituaries today. One is for our mama, Alaja Nusirat Olaide Bakri, who was a long-term chief matron in government hospital in Abeokuta. Mama was also one of those who started the hospital at Idiaba in Ogun State. So I got the two obituary at the same time. And both of them incidentally happened to be Muslims. When a Muslim dies, they always say, Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un, which means it's from you, O Lord, that we come, and it is from you that we are going to return. So when I was reading that on both people, and I see how excellently, I think about how excellently these people have done in their lives, I have to think about our politicians in Nigeria. I don't know how often they hear that. I don't know how often they pay attention to that is from God that we come, and it is unto him that we shall return. Because if they hear that and they let it reflect in their lives, I think they will be doing better in everything that they do to represent the poor people of Nigeria. So we are waiting for our guest. And there are so many things going on, but I'm not going to think about the worst. I believe that both of them are coming as we have arranged on Yoruba Gbode. but we are not going to be waiting and holding people to ransom on this program. We are going to start, and when they are here, I'm going to announce it and they are going to join us. Please, all of our guests, once you are here, please raise up your hands and let us know that you are here. So the thing is, like everybody had, like a lot of people have from the promo, Nigeria is not good. Nigeria is not working for anybody. Nigeria has created more problem than solutions. And it is a big, big issue. Unemployment, lack of safety and security, exorbitant prices, things are just going up. People are not able to feed themselves. And a lot of people are thinking that all this problem that has been going on is because it's like you put apple and oranges and you put them together and you want to breed them. What are you going to get? It's problem upon problem. So a lot of people have been thinking that this country called Nigeria is a very, very bad addition. It's not working and there's no way it's going to work. So a lot of people are calling for the breakup of this country called Nigeria. That let's just break it up. Let individuals go on their own way. Let Yoruba people bear their own father's name by becoming Oduduwa or Yoruba nation, whatever they want to be. Let the Igbo go. All these self-determination group, they are all over. They are thinking that once Nigeria is broken into pieces, each pieces will become whole on their own, and they can organize their lives, they can determine their destiny and destination, and then there won't be any problem anymore. But now problems are arising from all these self-determination groups, showing that they are not whole by themselves. So what are we saying? My people will say, if you say you want to clothe somebody, people will assess you and see what is she or he, what is he wearing? If you want to feed somebody, how much have you fed yourself? So this is what is going on, because all these self-determination group, they are broken into pieces. They can't even organize themselves. We have invited all of them that are concerned, and they are going to be here, hopefully, to come and tell us what is going on exactly. Most of them have been here before, and there was no time that we invited them that they are not here on Yoruba Gbode. So I don't see why this is going to be any different. It's 3:18. We are still we are waiting for them. Baba Ayiloge is going to start. Baba Ayiloge, I know that you have a lot of experience with Yoruba organizations. So my question to you is, what is going on now? I mean, you have all seen everything that is going on. What is going on now? Is it in any way different from what you experienced in the past, especially during the NADECO period?
Well, there's a little bit of difference, and that is before we had so many of these problems. We had this problem of people not willing to serve in any of the organizations that other people may have set up. In which case, when Ajayi looks at Ojo, he will say, well, whatever Ojo is doing there, it's being noticed, he too can do it. So he will go ahead and try to duplicate what Ojo has been doing. Now, during the Bashar regime, when we had a common enemy, it was at least manageable. We can speak with one voice and say, look, if we continue to do this, the enemy is going to be coming up and destroy, our civilization. So at the minimum, we told them that they could do at that time was to, since you agree or you subscribe to the overall goal that the military should go to the barrack and the winner of the election should be declared, we should all gather at least at moments, at crucial moments, to press this demand home. And we succeeded in doing that, in that most of what we were doing, demonstrations, making overtures to foreign governments, asking for sanctions against Nigeria. These were the lights, these were just things you can do, either by writing letters or by or demonstrations and all that. But for the first time in the history of Nigeria, some Yorubas are saying enough already. We've had it to the hilt, and we need to separate or go on our own ways. This is a different kettle of fish in the sense that if we are successful, people, some of us are looking at, and this is just a guess. Some people are thinking that once we make this noise for 6 months, Yoruba nation will come. And the earlier you are noticed abroad doing something in any of the mushroom organizations, the better for you, because that will translate into leadership position when you get to Nigeria or when you get to Yoruba land, not necessarily Nigeria. And this, to me, is the number one problem. Otherwise, if you are called to serve in any of these pressure groups, it is demanding your time, energy, and total commitment, and even resources, like some of us did during the military regime. But the only thing that I'm thinking about is that people are underestimating the kind of struggle that they have to wage to be able to see this to fruition. You don't just go to Whitehall or the White House or the Congress to demonstrate with a few people and then expect that the next month Yoruba nation will be on your lap. We have very hard roads to travel. Perhaps many people don't know this. So those who are really committed to the idea of going our own way must, by force, try to minimize their own personal, what they consider to be their own personal interest. Because personal interest is actually what is killing Nigeria. And when you bring that to Yoruba land, you are not only that you are delaying the actualization of the self-determination for the Yoruba people, you are becoming a cog in the wheel, to the progress of the race itself. Because if you don't get your acts together right away by coalescing into one or two powerful organizations, we will just be making noise for the next decade or so or more. Even if Nigeria fractures and breaks into pieces or is ungovernable, we will not be able to actually take advantage of that since we have been fighting among each other, since we've not been cooperating among each other. Part of the most alarming thing is that some people will go out there and say, oh, somebody, I mean, this is not new. I remember the days of Abacha. My group, was very vocal in condemning it. But we actually had a television program for about 4.5 or 5 years in the New York market, where every information we got, every interview that that I was called to, in the American press, I've always condemned Abacha. However, I think it was 96 that I decided to move. I bought a house in the suburb of New York. Everybody went wild. Oh, he's been paid off. That's why he's leaving. And I see the same pattern. I didn't, who will pay me? The Abacha regime that could easily have even killed me if I had shown up in Nigeria, or Abiola, who had been in jail for almost 2-3 years. Then the point I'm making is that the same ugly scenario is playing itself. It's playing itself out now. Every little thing was awesome. Last week we were here. One man came here, he said, somebody went into the account of our organization and take £2,000, a year after leaving. And I decided to investigate. And I now discovered that there was no truth to that. We make noise, we tell lies against each other. Because people want to hear the scandals. Because in Nigeria, misappropriation of money is such an issue. If you want to destroy one organization, all you need to do is mention that there is a misappropriation of funds somewhere. People don't even want to listen to the story itself, whether it is true or not. These are the tactics that some of us are making. And we want to know, as from today, we want to know, those of us who are really committed to to the Yoruba cause, we want to see how many of us can actually forget about personal advantage that they've been seeking to coalesce and work together in a bigger organization for the success of this, for the success of our, of our own race. Thank you. Let me pause at that. I'm ready to, to answer questions, later, because even the guy, I hope the man who made the allegation of £2,000 last week is here today, and I will be able to explain my own finding. I didn't even consult any of those who I went in to talk to the number of people, and I just want us to be aware of this in our community. The best way to destroy each other is to allege financial, misappropriation. And in most of the cases, where are the money? Some of you donate $10 here, $50 there, $100 there. It's not even enough to run some of the organizations. And we are thinking that across the world, let's build a truly all-encompassing organization that will not be a clique of men. Once you're there, let's have a constitution, let's have a procedure that can ensure success for our organization. That's all we ask for. So on that note, let me pause and hear what others have to say. We can't hear you, moderator.
If you are thank you, Baba. If you are just coming in, this is Yoruba Gbode, the weekly program where we talk about things that is going on, especially as it affects Yoruba people, home and abroad. Like I said, we have invited, I didn't lie on the promo when I said we invited our Baba, Professor Akintoye. We invited Tony Nadi, and maybe I'm going to talk about that a little later. We invited many other organizations. I didn't get a call or a text that they were not coming. I know this is very crucial. There are some people, and I'm going to say this out, but I'm not going to, they are good people, they have worked for Yoruba and all that. Some of them are saying that, some of them have talked to me and said, well, I like to come, but what is really going on, what is in my mind, what I know, I can't say it on camera, because if I say it, I don't want problem to occur. I've got like 3 people call me like that. But I always tell people, Yoruba will say, "Aiteyin kala ndowobo." I mean, we should be able to say it out. We should be able to say what is going on. We shouldn't fear anybody when it comes to saying the truth, because guess what? They said it's only this truth that is going to set us free. And I'm saying it categorically today. And if I'm wrong, the Amoye or other people, please kindly correct me now or later. If any of these leaders were invited and they refuse to come and say what is going on openly, something else is going on that they don't want us to know. And Shola Yusuf, will not regard that person as a leader. If something is going on and we have invited them to come to the open, and you have an organization, your leader was invited, he refused to come, is hiding something. And I'm not going to give my dime to somebody who cannot talk in the public about what he's doing. Something else is going on. Baba Adeniran Adeboye, over to you, sir. About all these organizations and the rift going on.
Thank you very much. I am a victim of my line of business. In my line of business, a number of things are needed, absolute prerequisite to reaching conclusions. So I'm almost always very slow in reaching conclusions. In philosophy, there is a foundation of philosophy that everybody who aspires to address philosophical issues must understand. And there are different philosophies. So a philosophy, any philosophy must have a foundation. It is from that foundation that you build the skyscraper of ideas. And if you don't understand the foundation, you cannot address philosophical issues of that philosophy from the top. Now, that's all a lot of sermon. In mathematics, we call it axioms. Without the axiom of geometry, I don't know what geometry you are talking about. Is it Euclidean? Is it hyperbolic? Is it Riemannian? And all of those things have their own foundation. Now let's go to politics. What is truth? Truth depends on what the foundation of the discussion is. How should truth be let out? Well, if you want to be absolutely a purist without any agenda, if you want to fight without necessarily winning, you can let the truth out as you get it. Nobody will say that the truth is not truth. If you let it out and it cannot be contradicted, then you have won as long as just fighting. But if you want to win, even truth has to be time released, because the people that are involved with that truth have various agendas and various muscles to flex and various, the Yoruba say, so I'm not always overly exercised when people who have a piece of truth let it out, or when they refuse to let it out. I just keep digging to be able to find the truth for myself. I do not know that not telling me the truth at this point is necessarily bad. I do not tell my 7-year-old child the truth about sex. I don't even know how close I come to telling lies to that child about sex, where the babies come from. Well, that's extreme analogy, but not so extreme analogy is when we are dealing with human beings, let's say the Yoruba, with different perspectives. We want the truth to help us, to set us free. But when truth is not properly released, when it is not time released, it can do more damage than good. Have I made a case for people who have things to cover? No. I'm not making a case for people who have things to hide. I'm only making a case for people who want to investigate, to make sure that what truth they are seeking from people, when that truth is not released or is hidden, what is the agenda? If you don't know it, let's be patient. Now, let's go specifically to our own problem. It's been more than 1,300 years that we've been on this trail. And that's why truth is so difficult. We were invaded in the 800s by people who were essentially broadcasting an evangelism, but they were also involved in a slave trade, cutting our people away from Africa to Asia, to the port of Basra, to India. So there was a mix of religious fanaticism and a dominant structure. And that has impacted us over a 30-year period, making us different. Now, you look at me as a human being, I'm closer to my grave than I am to my cradle. Yet, I've never seen a worthy, happy Nigeria. And so how many lives like myself, one after another, have never seen a happy Africa to know which way things are going? That's where I want us to look at it. So that, I mean, if we are not able to agree, is it a fault of our nature? Or is it a condition that has been made very bad, worse, over 1,200 years of Leiloni and this other thing, and we must learn to forgive ourselves. So now my final statement. What people started like us in total confusion, totally dominated, totally abused, who have managed to extricate themselves from that, no matter how much they have been brainwashed, lobotomized, assaulted, demeaned, or whatever. Are there examples of people who were as far to the bottom as we have been? If so, what did they do? What have they done to emerge to the point where nobody can abuse them anymore? When you are able to answer that question, then you are able to direct us properly. But as Banji said, personal gain and all of those things cloud the issue for most people who call themselves our leaders. Many of them are no more than dealers. They are dealing for their own selfish interests. I'm not mentioning anybody's name, but that is certainly at aspect of our problem. And what I have just said, you will find it in Action Group, NCNC, PDP, PW, DDDT, APC. You will find examples of dealers and leaders in all of these places, creating bigger and bigger confusion. So when we want to solve this problem, we must dig deep and see who are people who have been in our position before that have emerged. What did they do to emerge? And can we copy something from them? Who are the we that will be copying something from them? And if we want to copy, what power do we have to transform what we learn into real action? And who should be in charge of that? Not dealers, which is what we have mostly in Nigeria, in Yoruba culture, but leaders, people who love our people. Love people so much, their own personality doesn't enter into the picture, or if it does so little. We aren't there yet. So our impatience about what they haven't done may be just as wrong if we refuse to analyze whether they are real leaders or mere dealers. Thank you, my host.
Thank you, Baba. Baba Dipo Akinshiku, what's your take?
Yes, setting up a viable organization is never easy.
No.
But I will go back to the events following the annulment of the 1993 election, in which Shiva Abiola was denied
Mandate.
His election victory to become president of Nigeria. My own position is that during that time, both the organizations that were fighting for that actualization, that comprises a number of organizations, were able to come together. I remember Banji and I, we put up a very powerful article or something that we wrote that was so powerful. And when we circulated it among all the other organizations who are made up of various ethnic groups and whatever, but there was a consensus. We will hold meeting with the Nigerian Democratic Awareness and other various organizations. We were able to gather because we were focused and we were able to achieve a lot. We dealt with those who came from Nigeria, who were on exile, and those other organizations within the United States. We came together and we were able to achieve a lot. We were taken seriously. We dealt in international organization, but we were focused on achieving our objective. It wasn't our personal. Nobody was actually strategizing to become something in Nigeria in the case of, or in the event that maybe Abiola was reinstated, but we were just focused like laser beam on achieving that objective. The same thing also developed within the Yoruba organization, the Egbe Omo Yoruba of North America. We extended that particular organization even outside of the United States. There were members in Europe, there were members in Canada, but we all came together with the purpose of achieving that objective. And it became successful again because we were not focusing on becoming something, going to Nigeria. We were just focused on achieving our objective. And that is why in this particular instance, it is so sad that 20 years afterwards, we are not even able to duplicate something close to that. Every organization that was founded, everybody is always scheming for position. Some people, even before, I remember being in a meeting by was it not September last year, when some people were talking about how to plan, and some people were already telling you, oh, by October, we don't need all that. We will have achieved the Yoruba nation. Organization is not easy. And like Banji said, it is so critical once you introduce money. And in most cases, those allegations are baseless. There are some people who are taking the money. How much are people contributing? I belong to an organization where people are only contributing 10 $10 a month, you know, and people will be going around strategizing meetings, spending their own money. People will still be talking about you saw people spending the organization money, stealing money. How much? You know, and people were not actually willing to focus because of this self-interest. How I wish we can return to that and focus on attaining what we wanted to do, to set up a viable organization. And when you begin to just do for position, it leads to the organization, to the death of an organization. It doesn't make it viable. And that is so sad that people will just make this allegation. And when some people will come looking for position, and when they couldn't get the position, or when they couldn't get any position or that they are seeking, they will leave the organization. Some will go and set up another organization. And then you have all this mushroom organization without focus, always thinking about what they can get out of a particular organization that has not even taken off. My thing is what I said last week. I will continue on that thread, that people should subsume their personal interest to the larger goal. They should come forward, and those who have left those organizations must return if they are really committed. If there are issues to be discussed and trashed out within that organization, they should go into that organization and fight it. Don't leave. When you leave and then you form another organization, the whole project or the whole idea of fighting for any particular cause will not succeed. And that's why we haven't been able to make any appreciable progress. And that is why since Igboho was arrested and is no longer eating it, you see the whole thing just dissipated, you know. So that's my cause, and that's my own view, that people who have left the organization, those who have left, must return to that organization if they're totally committed. That's my own view at this point.
Thank you, thank you. If you are just coming in, we are discussing the issue of all the rift going on among the self-determination groups. We invited some of the leaders who are prominent, who are so focused on these things going on, and we even asked them, if you can come, please send your representative. Some said they were going to come. Some didn't reply us. You know, silence means consent. They didn't tell us. They didn't say they were not coming. So, but this is where we are, almost 4 o'clock. Maybe they will still pop in. If they don't pop in, I'm going to send another message to them, because if they say they are leading us and things are going on, they hold you. They hold you to answer your questions on a program like this. I have Dr. Okebiorun Kosi here, representing his own organization. We can see your picture, but that's okay. Okay, sir. So good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So you are welcome. What is the name of your organization, sir?
Well, it's Yoruba's organization. It's not my own.
Okay, well, you lead it. So
it's
yours.
It's been set up for Yoruba.
Okay.
It's called Yoruba Central Office. And we have the offices, it's already started in many diaspora countries.
Okay.
Central Office for Yoruba, like Yoruba UK Central Office, Yoruba Gambia Central Office, Yoruba Canada Central Office, US, France, and Spain, etc.
Okay. Are you group, is your group a member of the directorate or member of Ilana?
No, it's not a group, it's an office. We're not, it's not run as a group that you know. It's not a group, it's an office delivering service for all Yoruba people, wherever you are. Yoruba individuals, Yoruba groups, Yoruba communities, and of course, Yoruba Nation Project. These are the 4 beneficiaries of our service. It's a office delivering service.
Okay, so what was the difference between an office and Is it a self-determination group?
We render services for Yoruba individuals in each country where we have office, Yoruba groups, whether it's a determination group or
what type of service do you render?
There are two prongs. Number one is to help Yoruba people in each country where we have office to get problems solved. When many Yoruba people abroad don't know where to run to, I can assure you that there are loads and loads of problems that we have seen personally, and we are handling even up to now. Up to last night, we were talking to a Yoruba woman who is at the ends of her wits, doesn't know what to do in United Kingdom. She didn't even know where to go to. She called the central office. We set up caseworkers for her. We had an interview with her just last night. She just called me now, not quite 5 minutes ago, to say thank you, right? So the Yoruba people who are abroad, you know, who don't know what to do, who have problems, some people can find their ways out, but a lot of Yoruba people abroad, I can assure you, they need support. This is for them. Then Yoruba groups, Egbe Yoruba, including the agitation groups, Egbe Kiti, Egbe Jebu, and all that. You know, we have an office to make sure that Yoruba groups are set up and established properly, very well in this individual group country. Number three is Yoruba communities, which we see that is the interface between Yoruba and the country, our resident countries. Those Yoruba communities, education communities, youth communities, sports communities, faith communities, you know, business communities. If they are not here, we will set them up. That is the interface between Yoruba people and the government and the people of the land. So that's an office for them. And finally, Yoruba Nation Project, which is the one on the platform right now. Yoruba Nation Project. We run projects to support our people. You know, to have our own country is far much better than to be dependent on somebody else or to be in a no man's land. I believe that strongly, that to have our own nation, Yoruba nation state, is far, far, far much better than to depend and to rely and continue to go in a no man's land. As far as we are concerned, that country is no man's land. And when something does not belong to anybody, you know, it is a chop I chop. It is a national cake. And that will be the situation forever.
Okay, please stay with us.
A group. It's not just an Ijangbara group or agitation group. This is to, first of all, establish us where we are, because we know that we are not known. Yoruba is not known worldwide at all. We did a survey, paid survey 2 weeks ago, right? Someone was saying that Yoruba is an oil, the name of an oil somewhere. Somebody says it's a Greek myth. Yeah? Someone said it's probably one Chinese food. Yoruba is a Chinese food. That tells us that, and when we did the survey, yeah, I think about 8% said they had an idea what Yoruba is. So we are still lagging behind, even though Yoruba is really, really supporting, giving a lot to this world. In UK, if you bring out all the blacks, yeah, we are more than 50% in UK alone. Same thing in Africa. So this is the point. We have that power, and we're so many. We have the power we're not using. So we are establishing offices to bring Yoruba people together, like a central table for all individual Yoruba that want help, and for Yoruba nation association groups to be able to meet and see face to face. It's a central office, like an office, like a community center for Yoruba. Yes,
I'm going to be coming back to you, and if people have questions, they're going to ask you. But I want to say something about what you said that people don't know.
Hello.
Please mute yourself. Something else is going on.
So, mo ní a lot of concern.
Who is speaking?
Travel ban tí government wa ń bí tí wọ́n impose.
Okay, I have just muted that person. I don't know who that is. Please mute yourself. Now, I have something to the contrary about the fact that they don't know Yoruba people. one thing that I've discovered many years that I've been here is that the Yoruba are known more. It's like when you talk about Africa, a lot of people believe that you are talking about Yoruba. I'm taking a class, and recently because I'm big mouth, I mentioned something that I am Yoruba, and that said in fact, my professor has to tell me that I should come and make a presentation about Yoruba people. She said, I'll give you as much time. We've been hearing about Yoruba. I want you to just come and choose and talk about Yoruba people and their culture, the fundamentals of their culture. I'm not saying that you are wrong, but Yoruba will say, things appear to different people in different forms. So, and I think the part of the problem we are having is because Yoruba people as a race, we are known more than a lot of tribes. And that is itself is a problem. I'm going to call other people who are raising up their hands, but please, if you want to talk about your, okay, Dr. Akibu, I'm going to call you, but let me go with Dr. Chris Akingbade. You are on, so I'll mute yourself.
So later on, if you allow me, I can share the statistics, the result of the survey.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
right.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Okay.
the house.
Let's go quickly to the...
Yes, thank you everyone for coming. And yes, after listening to what has been said, I think when we invited them openly, it won't be the best idea. And I'm sure they won't come up. So in order not to be disappointed or discouraged, personally, I think we should meet them. Maybe we can appoint some elders here. Meet them behind the scenes. Recently, we have had enough of all these public statements, all these things are not doing anybody.
Okay, I'm going to mute again. Okay, yeah, please unmute yourself, Mr. Akingbade. Yes, sir.
So
all
these public fracas, public statements, press releases here and there, they are not going to do us any good. I would suggest to the House that we can appoint some elders here. Let them meet these people behind the scene. We are tired of all these fracas that are coming up every day. We don't want to be hearing them publicly. I, as a person, as Chris Akingbade, I'm very tired of this. Let the elders, man, let them meet these people behind, and you see they will show up. But they won't show up publicly here. I can bet it with the last dollars that I have. That is the first one, man. Then the second thing that I've seen bringing all these problems is because people have different interests. Some people, they have their personal interest. What they are going to gain in all these things that are happening. Those people, they won't be honest, they won't be sincere. Some people have the national interest. What is happening to Yoruba? Is it okay where we are? Is it bad? Is it something that we can go along with? National interest should be the focus. If all of us we have the national interest, there's nothing stopping me from working with. Let me mention Mr. Folajogun Oluwajano. There's nothing stopping me with working with all these Otumbas that I'm seeing here. If all of us we have the same national focus, it is because we are having individual focus, personal greed here and there. That is why we're having all these problems. And personally, all of them are expected because we are in millions and we cannot going to have the same opinion. But what I always advocate is that whether somebody is for one Nigeria or somebody is for self-determination or somebody is for restructuring or federalism, since all of us are Yorubas, that is the primary thing. We should know how to collaborate among ourselves. Because when we get this nation, those people clamoring for restructuring, we are still going to go together. Those people are clamoring for one nation right now, one Nigeria. We are still going together. When we know that we are going together, why can't we work together for the same purpose from the beginning so that we can get to where we are going eventually? I think we should submerge our personal interest and subject it to the national interest for the sake of everybody. That's what I have to say. Thank you, ma'am.
Thanks for your observation. And any of the Amoye, do you want to react to that? Okay, I'm going to call somebody else. Dr. Akibu, yes. Unmute yourself, yes, sir. Dr. Akibu, you are on.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. And I've listened to what most of you have to say. And I'm not surprised that some of them, of the guests, did not show up. We've had that experience in the past. But I've been on many of these shows, on many of these interviews, to know those who are truly committed and those who are not truly committed. There's a common attribute among those who are truly committed to the emancipation of the Yoruba people, whether through restructuring or self-determination. There's a common denominator among us, which is being truthful, being honest, being compassionate, being passionate about it. And those who are fake, who are in it for self-aggrandizement, for self-promotion, they're always obvious. You can identify them within 2 minutes of communicating with them. And those people are now beginning to show themselves. I think by now, for those of us who have been around for a while, we should be able to come together and bring those who subscribe to the common goal, which is to stop the killings, to bring freedom to our people, and self-determination, either through restructuring or mandate, whatever that needed to be done. Okay, now, I often said that the last time I was on this program, I suggested that we should have some wise men and women coming together that who can interact and relate to other people. The biggest problems that those of us who are in diaspora, who are committed to this movement, is that we sometimes look into the people in Nigeria. And most of the organizations abroad, they have a matron or a leader that are in Nigeria. And I've said this so many times. Those who are in Nigeria, you cannot depend on them 100%. Okay? They can easily be manipulated. They can easily be influenced, and most importantly, they're easily driven by money. So it is time that those of us who are in diaspora start working together and to identify some people in Nigeria who has the same interest, the same compassion with us. Thank you very much.
Shola?
Thank you, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me
Baba Yiloge.
follow Dr. Biola's
Yes.
I used to know Dr. Biola directly from didn't interact, we started to interact. So I know, at least I can guess that it means well for the Yoruba. However, there are certain things that we take for granted. I'm going to point some of them out. Restructuring could self-determination is one of them. Those who, let me define it for clarity's sake, for the sake of those who are out. Those who want restructuring are saying, yes, we want to have some semblance of self-determination within the context of Nigeria. And they will refer to both the independence Republican constitution that we had, that the military set aside as the guide. And that was more than 60 years ago. So how did we lose that federal system that was enshrined in the independence and Republican constitution? The military egregiously, throughout some of, those documents, and not only that, they used their power to impose a unitary system of government in the country. So much so that we have been shouting and crying on treetops and all that. Even the Abiola struggle at a point, after the first 2 years, we made it a restructuring struggle. That it wouldn't have been possible if we have a working constitution. Now, our dilemma, those who are talking about self-determination, our dilemma is this. If they are likely, and that is if they want to do it, if they want to, they can use of palliative, they can give you state police for that, for instance. That is not even near what we want. Most of the items, when they ask you, and for those of you who want to go out there, when they ask you, what do you want to restructure? Let them take the of what is on, let them put it on the country list. And they don't want to do that. Who unmuted me? Who muted me? I didn't even know where I stopped with you.
Ayiloge, there was a noise, extraneous noise, people who cannot mute themselves. So I muted everybody. And that's why I asked you to unmute yourself.
Okay. Now, where did I start? I didn't know where you were. I don't want to repeat myself. But I was giving you the dichotomy between structure, restructuring, and self-determination. So is it really possible for somebody who says, let's go back to what we lost, bearing in mind that even if they consider police, they're not going to consider it? Why don't you just write that out? You can write it on the comment. Now, what?
Go ahead, sir. We are with you.
You muted me. Okay.
No. You are on, Baba Ayiloge.
So what I'm saying is, we need to get this right. Those of you who want self-determination, there is no going back. We are not saying be at war or at loggerhead with those who want restructuring. They are not the same thing. Because even if they consider a number of things, we're going to come back on the table and say, no, it's not working. So a restructuring is not the same thing as self-determination. Self-determination is saying we are going to take our own destiny in our own hand and move on with it. We control our own state. Yorubas are about 100 million around the world. And we can provide a homeland for 100 million people. There are nations of about 5 million or even 500,000. And they are much more. The customary Yoruba saying that the left should do his own, the front, it doesn't work on this. You either for total self-determination or restructuring. Our most potent argument about restructuring is that let's even assume that we start with restructuring now. What guarantees do we have that on the long run, the military, they won't have these military boys come in here and throw everything away, and then we're back to square one. So that
if I may make a comment, since he was making a comment on my statement. Okay, self-determination and restructuring. Just
let them finish. I'm going to call everybody. We have about 10 people raising up their hands. Please be patient, sir.
He was responding to my statement. Self-determination and restructuring are end results. We are talking about people working together, okay? People working together and end results are totally different. We can have people who are working towards self-determination and people who are working towards restructuring. We have two groups, perhaps three groups in Yoruba land. What I'm saying is that let us bring people together. And then at the end result is total freedom for our people. Why dividing ourselves at the bottom before we get to the end result? So if there are some people who are clamoring for self-determination and some people who are clamoring for restructuring, we bring them to the round table. Everybody come together, present your case. What are the pros and cons of what we are pursuing? These are the pros and cons of what we are pursuing. Even if then we have to tell them, we have to educate the other side that if you get this restructuring, okay, what is the guarantee that they're not going, another 10 years, they're not going to come around and start killing our people again? But right now, we are not talking to them.
Can I contribute to that, please?
Okay, please
contribute to that? It is true that there are two things that we are involved in. There is a group that believes in self-determination, and there is another group that believes in restructuring. If we are not to deceive ourselves, those people basically cannot work together. But what I think it is necessary, all those groups that believe in self-determination will work together and pursue their agenda. Those people who believe in restructuring will continue to pursue their agenda. Nobody will criticize them. And I will link it to the struggle for Black emancipation in the United States among the Black people. There is the group that Martin Luther King was leading that were pursuing, they were going ahead with all their business. And there is another group, Malcolm X, that were doing their own thing. Malcolm X will not criticize the group being led by Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King will not criticize Malcolm X. They continue to do their own thing. That's the way it's going to be. But to advocate that both of them must come together, it will be confusion. And there will always be that internal fighting that will lead to disintegration of the entire group. We're not going to advocate that, but we're not going to condemn or criticize those who believe in restructuring. And the way things are going on around the world, And this, as Yoruba, we must focus on this. I read an article yesterday, the other day, about 2 days ago, in which an American was convinced that within the next couple of years, America is going to break into 12 countries. And he was advocating that the movement now is toward nationhood. And when you look at into the whole of Eastern Europe, Hungary, Norway, all those people, he advocated that the smaller ones, those nations, are the most peaceful and most progressive. Because large bureaucracy basically do not work. And it is a problem in Nigeria. The bureaucracy, it's the problem. It's the bureaucracy that nurtured and sustained corruption. So that's what those people who believe in self-determination must pursue it vigorously. And we as Yoruba must take this thing seriously and focus on it. Let's put aside our individual ambition or whatever we might want to be within that organization. Let's focus on the big prize, which is self-determination.
Thank you, thank you. Mr. Matthew Olafimihan, you are on.
Otuba, who were before Matthew? And
Suru.
No, I think no, okay, more understand, Mr. Matthew. But if one like but I just can't Mr. Matthew.
Okay, Emma
Matthew, let me.
Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ ètò, Ọlọ́run nìkan ló lè ṣe nǹkan kó.
Eléyìí ò ní nǹkan ṣe pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run jí pé a ní kan náwó electronically gbogbo ẹ̀ ti náwó ọwọ́ yẹn ní kẹ́yìn máa wò.
Ó ṣeé ṣe kéèyàn má tiẹ̀ mẹ́ni tó kọ́kọ́ náwó.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ kí Mr. Matthew sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ kí Mr. Matthew sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ má wọlé after.
Ó yá ẹ gé pété Mr. Matthew, èrò yéye lẹ́rù wá. And you mentioned before that we should be speaking Yoruba. We speak Yoruba, but because some people who don't speak Yoruba agreed to come today, like the Nina's leader, he doesn't speak Yoruba and he said he was going to come. So, but you are free to speak whatever you want to speak. As long as you don't speak Hausa or Fulani, because we don't understand that.
Nina leader, gbọ́ Yorùbá jù yín lọ.
But it's not here, so ẹsẹ̀dẹ̀ bàbá yín tó bá wù yín.
My contribution. Ṣé ẹ fẹ́ gbọ́ mi báyà bí?
Gbogbo ayé ní gbọ́ yín àbí?
Ṣé rí contribution tèmi ni pé tí a bá ti wà sórí program báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọ́ra language bá ṣe máa lo ahọ́n. Ahọ́n tá a máa lò because that is one of the problem Yorùbá nìyẹn. A máa ń rò pé bóyá àwa nìkan la mọ̀rọ̀ sọ àbí amọ̀ wàhù àbá mọ kíní kan ṣe. Irú bàbá Adébóyè àbí bàbá Professor Banji àti Nadi yẹn, àwọn bàbá yẹn wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ gidi gan. Ẹ má máa jẹ́ ká kàn máa sọ̀rọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn pé because I invite wọn ò wá, wọn ò ṣe gbá. Ẹ wo bàbá is 86. Bàbá is 86, a man of 86 tó tún lè máa sọ pé ìyẹn ló tún kàn ń kù ní èjì wọn yẹn. Ṣé kò jẹ́ ká mọ̀ pé oore ọ̀fẹ́ Ọlọ́run nìyẹn? Ṣé àwọn kí ni èjì àwọn politician tó ń kówó sápò? Ẹ bá àwọn politician tó ń kó sápò ló ń da gbogbo nǹkan ìlú.
Ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọláfimíhàn, kò sẹ́ni tó bẹnu àtẹ́lù wọn, kò sì sẹ́ni tó sọ pé Ayélabọ́lá àwọn ò pọnmọ re. Nǹkan tí a kàn ń sọ ni wípé irú ètò báyìí tá a bá pè wọ́n, ohun tí etí bá gbọ́ òun lẹ́nu ń sọ. Àwa ń rò wípé tán bá tiẹ̀ lè wá bóyá kí wọ́n rán aṣojú wá, a fún wọn ní àǹfààní pé kí wọ́n rán aṣojú wá. Tó bá jẹ́ pé nǹkan tí ẹ fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn.
How many group ló invite wọn? Ìkílẹ̀ mọ̀ tó ń ṣe báyìí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́. How many group ló ń invite wọn?
A ní ẹ ti gbẹnu sọ fún wọn, ẹ ti rí sọ, kò sí ṣùgbọ́n ohun tí mi ìfẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mú kúrò bí ní pé bóyá àbú ẹnu àtẹ́lù wọn.
There was a program tí mo participate ní.
All right, ẹ ṣeun. Okay, ẹ ṣeun, ẹ ti make a point yín, ẹ jẹ́ kẹ́lòmíì no make a point wọn.
I was saying something before you got me to the other.
sọ̀rọ̀ Baba Yiloge, microphone is something is wrong.
That's one thing I was referring. Check out my sọ̀rọ̀ òyìnbó.
Ẹ máa sọ̀rọ̀ yín lọ you head lo òyìnbó ẹ lè sọ Yorùbá ẹ̀yin lẹ lè dé.
Ara nǹkan tí Dr. Biola sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ kan. Mo fẹ́ lọ sí the second part because I took 3 things down. I wanted to actually note. He said he had been counseling us that we should have some wise men to try to unite, the organizations. I don't know if there are others who want to talk about that. Then he also gave another crucial point. And I think the last time I made reference to that point, that is depending on some people or some leaders in Nigeria. Earlier, you made reference to my involvement during the anti-military thing. One of the greatest mistakes that those of us abroad made during the June 12th listing was to yield the leadership to politicians and all of them that came. It was the greatest, because it was the greatest mistake we ever made. And I'll back it up. By the time most of us said they should make sure that we wrote a new constitution and that the constitution will come after a national conference. That was our position. But the politicians, when they accepted, they took pictures with Abdul Salam, and that was the end. We were just pushed aside. And so, for those of you abroad who thinks, those of you abroad who think that because you have a road to work man in Yoruba land, that will take you to a position of, you are deceiving yourself. All these people are for themselves. And I want us also to know that only in Africa or in Nigeria do you have those of you who are, activists abroad, yielding position for those who escaped from their homeland to join you. Look around you in the Middle East, even in the days of Saddam Hussein, even when the in-law, the in-law escaped, they had to join the group abroad as a member. That's yielding position. Not saying we are going to be sending you money. So it is crucial. What I'm saying, it is crucial for those of you abroad to get your act together. After you get your act together, then you can dictate what you want in Nigeria. Look, if anybody is thinking that by running around New York City or London, carrying placards, when Yoruba nation comes, you can be anything. No, you can be anything you want to be. Only when you go to your own constituency and convince them of your relevance. It's not what you do abroad. But the thing you do abroad is a labor of love. Labor of love is what you do abroad. You love your homeland and you want to liberate it. After you must have liberated your homeland, then you can try to put it right by going there. So I just want us to know that if you really want us to have wise men, you can write names down on the chat and see if we can get in touch with you, and form the wise men who may actually be contact people all over the world to bring, disparate groups together. Thank you.
Thank you. Otumba HOO. Kí ló kọ yín gangan?
Ọ̀túnba.
Ọ̀túnba HOO la rí, ṣó kọ yín gangan nu?
Ọlábọ̀dé Òsínì.
Ó yá, ẹ ti wà lójú ọpọ́n, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
Ṣọlá Yusuf. Inú mi dùn láti wà nínú ètò yìí. Ó dẹ̀ rí ojú àwọn àgbààgbà Yorùbá tó wà níbí tí wọ́n command respect ní oríṣiríṣi area ilé ayé yìí. Yorùbá lọ́bọ̀ ní tígi bá kó lugi. Torí ẹ̀ ni wọ́n máa kọ́kọ́ mú kò mẹ́. Yorùbá tún sọ pé tí ọmọdé méjì bá ń gé nínú igbó, àwọn àgbààgbà ló mọ ibi tí máa wó sí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Kò sí pé ẹni tí inú àtàwà ń bí tí ò mọ̀ pé Yorùbá ti pínra wọn sọ́nà yẹlẹyẹlẹ. Àwọn the two major areas tó dẹ̀ pínra wọn sí. Probably àwọn kan tó ń fẹ́ self-determination tàbí àwọn kan tó ń ní restructuring. At the end of the day, ó ṣe pé tó máa da gbogbo àwọn ọmọ Yorùbá síta pé kán wá vote fún láàárín àwọn méjì yẹn. Well, like another election, like another thing, you can win, you can lose. I have no doubt in my mind pé majority Yorùbá ló máa vote pé ẹ mọ nǹkan kan, enough is enough. 61 years on, the number of times I need to get now the question is very ẹjọ́ ní gbogbo àwọn àgbàpá tó wà ń bí yóò ju méjì tàbí mẹ́ta ni wọn kàn bá wa sọ pé kí ni tí wọ́n ṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho ṣé wọn mọ̀ ipá mú Sunday Igboho láti ọjọ́ yìí ni àgbàlagbà ní o gbogbo ẹ̀yin Yorùbá ti wà mí tẹjá àgbàlagbà kí lẹ ń ṣe sí pé wọ́n mú Sunday Igboho kí lẹ ń ṣe pẹ̀ ẹ ṣe.
Ẹ ṣeun o, òótọ́ ni ẹni tó bá ní dáhùn sí ó wá dàbí business as usual. Àwọn àgbààgbà ń pọ̀ níbi tá a mọ̀ dáadáa tá a rójú wọn yàtọ̀ fún àwọn amòye ìmọ̀ pé ìmọ̀ dákọ̀ àwọn ẹlòmíì gan. Ẹni tó bá ní dáhùn sí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho ẹni tó bá fẹ́ sọ.
Èmi náà ní ẹjọ́ mà ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan fún ọ ní ẹ jẹ́ nǹkan sọ gbólóhùn mélòó kan nípa ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ mà ẹ má bínú.
Ta ló ń sọ̀rọ̀?
Kòṣónárúmí ló ń sọ̀rọ̀ máa.
Kí lẹ ti porúkọ yín?
Kòṣóní Arúmírẹ́ coach.
Ok, ṣé ẹ̀yin ni amòfin Sunday Igboho sọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho lẹ fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ sí?
Ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho information tí mo kàn ní náà ni lórí ẹ̀ náà ni mo kàn fẹ́ sọ. Èmi kọ́ la mo ṣàmòfin ẹ̀.
Ok, ó yá ẹ sọ ní ṣókí mo wójú yín tí
ṣókí náà ni kí àwọn èèyàn má sọ pé ọ̀ṣẹ́ wọn kan pa ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho. Àwọn bàbá àti àwọn àgbàlagbà wọn ń ṣe nǹkan lórí ẹ̀. A ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tá dẹ̀ mú yìí ní agbára Ọlọ́run àgbẹ̀ èsì. Àwọn bàbá bá Sunday sọ̀rọ̀ lénìí ní ọ̀sẹ̀ tá mú yìí ní agbára Ọlọ́run àgbẹ̀ èsì ńlá. So ké gbogbo àfọkànbalẹ̀ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho. Wọ́n ń ṣiṣẹ́ gudugudu lórí ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀ lábẹ́lẹ̀. Wọ́n ń ṣe gbogbo nǹkan wọ́n gbójú gbogbo nǹkan la máa gbé síta la máa fẹ́ sáfẹ́fẹ́. Àwa Yorùbá bá ṣe wà nìyẹn tá a bá ń ṣe nǹkan a máa ń ṣe ní létòlétò ni wọ́n ń ṣe nǹkan tó ń ṣe lágbára Ọlọ́run àgbọ́ ìròyìn yẹn pàtàkì lọ́sẹ̀ yìí lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Sunday Igboho mo sọ jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ màá ṣe mọ́.
Ẹ dákun ẹ fi nọ́mbà yín ẹ fi ránṣẹ́ sí olóòtú nìkan ní ká ẹ fi ránṣẹ́ sí o.
Kò burú alàgbà Kosh mo dúpẹ́ lọ yín ṣùgbọ́n
yes sir God bless you.
nínú oṣù kejì oṣù kẹta
Yes sir.
kò burú ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀ pọ̀ jù àtúndúró
lọ́sẹ̀ yìí náà nìkan lọ́sẹ̀ yìí lọ́sẹ̀ aṣá máa gbàdúrà.
Ẹ ṣeun ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe ẹlòmíì ẹ dákun. Ọmọọba Aláyélúwà mo ti rí yín kí ni ìbéèrè yín àbí kí ni ẹ fẹ́ sọ fún wa?
Ẹ káalẹ́ o, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ sà, ẹ kú iṣẹ́ mà o. Wá tẹ̀sán àwádìí o. Nǹkan tí mo tẹ̀ fẹ́ sọ ni pé kẹ́bí bàbá wa Chris ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé kí àwọn àgbààgbà kan pe àwọn tí ó ń sọ̀rọ̀ síta tán accuse àwọn èèyàn kan pé wọ́n gbowó wọn gbowó. Mo kàn fẹ́ sọ fún wọn ni torí ara nǹkan tó jẹ́ ń wá sórí mítìn lé ní nìyẹn. Mo rò pé bóyá ẹnìkan á tún wá tá sọ pé lágbájá báyìí gbowó torí wọ́n ń dárúkọ. Ìgbà tó ń dárúkọ hàn pé wọ́n ń dárúkọ àwọn tó ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tán ni wọ́n gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tí ò dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n gbójú síta wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ pé àwọn kan gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn tí ò dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀ tó jẹ́ pé irọ́ pátápátá ni. Nísìnyí wọ́n pè wọ́n sá padà wọ́n sá lọ wọ́n wá. Mo dẹ̀ rọ àwọn bàbá kán máa bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ kán sọ fún wọn pé ọjọ́ míì kán máa wádìí dáadáa ẹni tó bá gbowó lọ́wọ́ wọn Wọ́n máa máa wá síta wá máa dárúkọ anybody pé lágbájá Gbowó tí ò dẹ̀ rí bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ẹ ṣeun ọ̀rọ̀ yín ó yé gbogbo wa ṣùgbọ́n tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ ni pé gbogbo àwọn tí ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí àgbàlagbà ni wọ́n kì í ṣe pé bẹ́nìkan bá sọ nǹkan kan tá a rò pé kò yẹ kó sọ a lè yẹgbà sí i a kàn sọ fún wọn náà ni pé a rò pé nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ a rò pé ó tọ́nà ṣùgbọ́n ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́ Adéyínká Ọláìyá mo rí pé ẹ ti náwó for a while from Brazil. Ó yá from Brazil.
Ẹ máa ṣe wọn, jẹ́ ń gbọ́ mi.
À ń gbọ́ yín, à ń gbọ́.
Hello, kálẹ̀ o, ẹ kú takuntakun. Ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo fẹ́ sọ, mo rí pé àwọn kan ti sọ so kò ní ẹni mi ni mọ̀. Mo ti gbọ́ látọ̀dọ̀ èèyàn kan lórí ìkànnì yìí, so ẹ máa bẹ́tò lọ, yóò máa ju yín ṣe. Ẹ ṣeun. Hello.
Àti gbọ́ alẹ́ ṣe gan ni, thank you very much.
Olóòtú ni kó dẹ̀ jẹ́ kẹ́lòmíì sọ̀rọ̀.
Ìwọ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹ bó ti wà bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ́sẹ̀ yẹ bó tẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀. Ó dàbí pé Ṣọlá gan ti wà muted.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa.
Ìgbà kí ló dé tó wá sọ̀rọ̀? Ó ní ìgbà nǹkan tó ń fẹ́ sọ èèyàn kan ti bèrè. So let's move on. Ká ṣe kébékébé bí ìyàwó bàbá.
Dr. Awofolaju. Dr. Awofolaju.
Ẹ ṣé o, mo kí
àwọn èèyàn gbìyànjú láti wọlé ní.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi o?
À ń gbọ́ yín, èmi nìkan ni mo wà nídìí ẹ̀rọ ẹ̀foríjì mi. Ó yá, Ọ̀túnba Awofolaju.
Mo kí gbogbo ilé o, gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn èèyàn wa náà ti ń sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ló yé wa. Ṣé rí, mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pẹ̀lú Professor Adébóyè tán sọ̀rọ̀ nípa the philosophical aspect of what is going on. Ṣé rí òtítọ́, the truth is very subjective. Ó dẹ̀ níbi tó máa ń kọ sí oníkálukú gbogbo wa. Ibi tó bá kọ sí èèyàn kan, ó yàtọ̀ síbi tó kọ sí ẹlòmíì. There is something we call alternative fact. There is opinion, and then there is truth. Ó jẹ́ nǹkan tó yẹ pé ó ya àwa lẹ́nu pé àwa Yorùbá. Problem wa kò ń ṣe pé a ní àkókò. Àwọn náà la máa sọ pé àròyé, àwíyé, àsọdùn. Ibi tá a dẹ̀ ń lọ, gbogbo wa náà ló yé. Àti débẹ̀, ọ̀nà àbádébẹ̀ ló yàtọ̀ síra wọn. The issue at stake right now is not how many organizations we have, but the structure. In our own organization, Yoruba Action Council, we started out not for restructuring, not for self-determination. We have existed before then. It's an advocacy group that go out to advocate for Yoruba heritage. Our children that are in the diaspora, how we can position them wherever where they are, to have better value, and we communicated into Yoruba values, Omoluabi, decorum, stuff like that. Then when the issue of restructuring and the self-determination come up, and we see, well, with all our resources, I mean, there's a lot of academicians, professors, entrepreneurs that are members. And some of us have been in America or UK or wherever for so many years. We have political network where we are. How can we use that to network and improve the life of our people back home and see what we can do to assist in any form? That's what we've been doing for over 6 years. But the problem is not even, because when the World Yoruba World Congress came, we were so happy. Everybody was looking for something that can bring all us together. But when you have an apex organization, if you don't have the structure, right now there's no organization back home, Yoruba organization that have the structure on the ground that can lead to a followership. If we do call for a referendum today back home, and ask those Mama Oloja, Mama Lata about Yoruba nation or Yoruba separation and all those things. They don't know what we are talking about. They are not informed. So if you don't build this, when you have an organization, you don't have a structure, it's very difficult for you to have a headway. So we haven't seen that much with all the organizations on the ground, because the people we want to lead, the vast majority, the critical mass, they are back home and they are not aware what we are fighting for. Unless when this pocket of crisis comes up, they kidnap somebody or they went to somebody's farm or they took somebody's farm, then we start emotionally getting involved.
Please.
So the first point of call, Michael, àwọn tí ó bá wà ń bẹ̀ tó ṣojú ẹ̀ tó ń wà níbẹ̀, àwọn àgbà náà máa sọ pé kó tó di pé èèyàn kan máa dájọ́, the question will be, were you there? If you are not there, you can't really know what happened, what transpired. So it'd be very naive of us to be judging anybody pé èèyàn kan gbowó, èèyàn kan gbowó, unless those people that are involved. And sometimes we always put cart before our horses as a Yoruba people. I think the first thing here to do is to identify different organizations. What value can they bring to the table? We don't have, all of us we don't have to do the same thing. There's some people that will be involved with intelligence network. There are some that will be more into security. There are some that will be more into communication. There are some that will be more involved in political aspect of our emancipation. Not until we create that structure, our hands cannot meet. We had a window of opportunity not long ago. Our governors in Southwest, as useless as they are, I'm sorry, they agree on open grazing to ban it. And there was nobody that come out and say, let's use this one to bring them in, to sense with them, and we can use them for some other thing we can get out of them later. But they did those things and it went well, but there was no critical mass to support or rally around them to bring them to our fold and say, okay, you guys have done this. What about this self-determination too? This is how it's going to benefit our state. You guys have power to do that. You can do the same thing. Sometimes when you want to eat with your devil, you have a bigger spoon, but you don't run away from the table. There's always room for dialogue. There's always room for communication, which we don't have with our leader. Whether we like it or not today, they are still in power. They're the one that have the power. So we must find a way to work with them. Thank you.
How can you bring the governors in when many of them have stated publicly that they don't want to hear it, that they don't believe in self-determination, that they believe in one Nigeria?
You just said publicly. You don't do stuff like that publicly because they know their source of money, their income comes from Abuja.
They said it. They said it.
But what I'm saying is that we have to find wisdom. We have to find wisdom. I understand what you're saying. It's true, but that you
okay. Thank you. On my way, I can follow. I will follow you. Thank you, sir. Let me call other people. Okay. Alabi and Jolaya, if please, if you just put your phone there, like Lenovo phone, this and that, please change it to your name. Even if it is a fictitious name, it doesn't matter. But if it is iPhone 20, it's not easy for me to know who is talking. Please put a name there. All right, Alabi and Jolaya, yes, sir. You are here.
Ẹ ṣé ọmọ kí gbogbo àwọn àgbàlagbà tó wà lórí ìjókòó. Èmi rò pé nísìnyí ó yẹ ká àdọ́tì kọ̀ọ̀kan mẹ́ta ó kékeré la fẹ́ fi kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. Èmi rò pé àkọ́kọ́ ni pé àtàwọn tá à ń béèrè self-determination àtàwọn ń ṣe restructure, why can't you have a meeting place ká ti jókòó papọ̀? Especially àwọn ọba wa, àwọn politicians wa, àwa tá à ń fẹ́ self-determination, we should table our problem pé àwọn nǹkan tá a rí tá a fẹ́ kúrò nínú Nàìjíríà. This is a danger Yoruba is facing. By the time we are not really get out of Nigeria, this is danger we really face. Can't know what confuse we are because we have to talk in one force. You don't divide that we can never get to anywhere. A minute of first point in here, but I reach compromise. La ara wa, reach our power. Another thing, the go one is self opinion láàrin ara wa pàápàá kan there be a sanction okay àwọn mélòó kankan ló fẹ́ kó Nàìjíríà we too within the Yoruba because aláàfẹ́ violent United Nations will never come down that do the structure for us because we can self opinion ẹ wo bí táwa mi ìbàlẹ̀ ní sí we almost 90 okay let's say ẹ̀yin bẹ̀ ṣe ń darí ètò wa yìí
almost 100.
You know 100 there you know okay ẹ tó fẹ́ self determination let's press 1 àwọn tó fẹ́ restructure let's press 2 we start serving opinion it's like àwọn kókó ti assuming pé nǹkan táwọn fẹ́ ló dá fún gbogbo wa no it's not supposed to be. I have my own agenda. I want the self-determination. But I want the other opinion. I want other people. Let's put this thing to vote. It's like some people are running away from it. I want them to roll arrogancy. Say the structure low that power. And most of these people are very old because we have to be very sincere with ourselves. Secondly, any constitution holder, good. We Yoruba as a stakeholder, if I want to can't we take that constitution to court? Because soon go one member on our own court and the government come down. I think we should look forward to that. Take legal aspect about this. They say we, Nigeria, we are Yoruba in way. So that's the fraud already. That's the basis to take the constitution to court and bring it down. I think the more better at least I won't commit to 2 1 check here. And secondly, because we have to be very fair to ourselves. This government does not allow us. If we are talking about the structure, how long did Yoruba continue to be shouting and be crazy? We have to start defending ourselves and organize ourselves. If it's going to come to the harm, we have to go through it. I got to march away from it. Because what you bear no more, because you will go to Wallo.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. So most of these things that are raised, I'm going to take one more, then I'm going to give the Amoye the opportunity because we have 10 more people and we are not going to just go on like that. So I'm going to call Venerable Goke Spencer. Please, let's go straight to the point of question.
Yes, ma'am. Shangbomi, can you hear
yes,
me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, nǹkan méjì péré ni mo fẹ́ sọ. Méjèèjì ọ̀n dẹ̀ dàbí bákan náà. Kò sí ẹni tó jẹ́ pé ó ń yànyàn jẹ, tó ń rán èèyàn jẹ, tó dẹ̀ ń gba oúnjẹ èèyàn lọ́wọ́ èèyàn, tá fẹ́ kí oúnjẹ yẹn padà sọ́wọ́ oníǹkan. Tó mọ̀ pé òun ò ní rí nǹkan jẹ mọ́. Restructuring o, self-determination o, it all boils down to pé àfẹ́ kan rẹwà jẹ mọ́. One thing we must realize that these people are not ready to yield either restructuring or that. But ọ̀nà tán fi lè gbà ká fi beat wa ní restructuring. A sọ pé wọ́n gbà sí restructuring, a wá ṣe restructuring gẹ́gẹ́ búkọ tí ò ní túmọ̀. A tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ràn padà. It's high time we sit down and be determined about our determination. What mo fẹ́ sọ ni.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Mo lè make comment lórí yẹn for 1 second.
Hello,
Dr. Abiola ló ń sọ̀rọ̀.
Okay.
Torí àwọn mo ń bá àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re mo ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀, their leadership. Wọ́n sọ fún wa wípé restructuring táwọn ń béèrè. Wọ́n mọ̀ pé ó máa lead to self-determination. Pé because but tán bá sọ pé self-determination láti bẹ̀rẹ̀, wàhálà ló máa já sí. Because our other regions, our Southeast, our Igbo, our South, our Middle Belt, gbogbo àwọn yẹn, wọ́n fẹ́ ká kúrò káwọn náà má kúrò. So, wọ́n ní èèyàn tó bá máa bá devil jẹun, á lo ṣíbí tó gùn. So, nǹkan táwọn ń sọ ni wípé kó lè ṣeé ṣe through restructuring. Ká kó àwọn other areas mọ́ra kó wá kó only the core north nìkan. So níbi tí èèyàn 5 wà, tí èèyàn 4 bá kọjú sí yín, ó wà easier láti get international support. Later on, nígbà tí àwọn UK tó mọ̀ pé ìjọ̀gbọ̀n tán dá sílẹ̀ o, nínú àwọn 5 o, 4 sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ lọ o. Wọ́n lè lọ sọ pé wọ́n máa lọ kó ammunition fún 1 kó wá pa the rest níbi tí gbogbo business interests wọ́n wà.
I'm sorry o, Sister Shola.
Okay, ẹ jẹ́ ká
dá sí yẹn o.
Okay, Baba Banji Ayiloge and then Dr. Adeniran ní ṣísẹ̀ntẹ̀lé bẹ́yẹn.
Okay.
Baba Banji Ayiloge.
They are just being clever by heart. Because gbogbo wa ló mọ̀ yìí pé tó bá dé òótọ́ lẹ fẹ́ lọ. Tí gbogbo wa bá ní bílà lọ, àlá fẹ́ declare war láàárọ̀ ọ̀la. If we all say this is the direction we are facing, the whole Nigeria will, they will listen to us. So where restructuring yìí là ń wá àwọn tó wá àwa ò sí lára àwọn tó wá. We listen to them. One of them was here a fortnight ago. And they are just, trying to deceive you. They are not trying to be part of the solution. These are all politicians. They were part of the problem. Most of them are in their 70s, 80s, and they have participated in the plundering of Nigeria. And they did that by claiming to represent us in Yoruba land. And because of that, lẹ́nu àti sọ̀rọ̀, wọ́n ti jẹ́ dodo, ẹnu wọ́n ti kọ̀ òdodo. So they're playing games with you. How can you say restructuring? One of them came here recently. Only restructuring, Paulo was in Shetele. Our Odisha is over 60 years. And 1.5 years, Paulo was colonial masters, if you want it. And Yoruba have been going down since then. The problem of Awolowo wasn't a personal one. It was directed against Yoruba. Okay. Àwọn Yorùbá kan tún dé pé Awolowo ló ṣàṣejù, òun ni ò fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe. Abiola built houses for emirs. Ọmọ emirs Abiola rán lọ sí abroad after ètò 50. Ó kọ́ palaces, ó kọ́ gbogbo ẹ̀.
Kọ́ mosque.
Abiola gbé ọ̀rẹ́ Hausa àbí Fúlàní dárúkọ. What happened to him? The moment to aspire to leave the country, he lost his life in the process. Look at the history of the country. What happened during Jonathan? Many of you had forgotten. Our going to hand over Jonathan as the vice president. President. On getting there, our local the first 20 powerful positions. It looks like only 308, the Christian son, because for your back to pet, but you know, Christian, Martin was in your battle, because of MIT was in Otalo Yiga and Mashara. This is the time. This is the time to go. And no. What you are doing now, I want to have full self-determination, one shara, one job. And I've always said it in the last 1 year. One of the greatest assets Sunday was to reach the grassroots with that message. And what happened? What happened? So nobody is saying, the Fulanis are only about 13 million. The Yorubas have in Nigeria alone about 50. Now, Let me also tell you, the condition in the country now is not the same thing as it was in 1967.
No.
It's not. Again, àwọn Fúlàní kọ́ dojú ìjà kọ́ wọ́n ní middle belt àbí kọ́ dojú ìjà kọ́ Ìgbò ṣé Yorùbá tún fẹ́ join wọn this time around láti jà.
No.
Ṣé ẹ dẹ̀ rò pé Ìgbò máa bá Fúlàní parapọ̀ kọ́ wá máa wá jà ní nǹkan tójú wọn rí náà? No. What happened in 1967 gbogbo ẹ̀yin bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ̀? The equivalent of 27 states of Nigeria today face just 5 states. As a matter of fact, if there is a good time for Yorubas to leave the country, this is now.
The time.
This is now.
Thank you, Baba Jiloge. Thank you very much. That's a valid point.
Are we found one to child armed forces? Look, let me make a brief comment. He started a very good presentation. That is not a Yoruba determination group. You don't have to break such a group and then be saying, group. No, any contest set of group. What we are saying is that even the mention moral group, you don't need those groups, but within that group, there will be at least 4, 5, 6 people to live full self-determination. No, you can't say, well, to get where your cultural group so because of that, no. You either leave that and set up those are landed ends. However, when it comes to what we do now, if you must join hands with other people who are renowned for self-determination. Thank you.
Thank you, Baba Iloge. Dr. Folajogun Tinawala, please ask your question, sir.
Thank you. Well, I must thank you for trying to organize a meeting to bring these fragmented different groups together. I think the beginning, because if we don't start talking about it, we probably will never start to unite. So it's a good beginning. My question is to Dr. Okebi Orunkosi. I hope he's still around.
Dr. Okebi Orunkosi.
He's gone.
Yes, it's here.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry, I'm here.
I reside in the UK as well. I've been here for over 25 years. This is the first time I'm hearing about this your office. And from what you've described, you are actually acting as an embassy, but only to Yoruba indigents. Does the British government recognize your office? And what do they recognize you as? Is it an embassy for Yoruba nation or a representative of Yoruba people or what? Because from what you describe, it looks as you're just a charity organization helping people in problems, with problems, which is fine. But saying that you now representing Yoruba, can you issue a passport? Also, what I can't really understand the position you are trying to describe to us.
Yeah, it's the necessity to have central offices, not only in UK, but in diaspora countries, came about as a way of solving the serious problem that we are facing today. It's our way of telling that this is the way to go to solve problems. the central offices are grassroots that connect with Yoruba people in the countries directly.
That is exactly what I'm saying. I've been here
Yes, let me tell you, like, because I didn't have enough time to define. I didn't have enough time. She said she will call me back, you know? So I didn't have enough time. So you've only had half. So you only introduction and you wanted to conclude. So if I have enough time, I can just tell you, it's a grassroots reaching to all Yoruba
if you answer
in
the
each
question, Dr. Kebi Orunkosi, if you answer his question, it's going to help because
Yes.
we can't take everything. I mean, we don't have time to go into detail into your organization.
Yes, I'm trying to, because it's asked about 5 questions in one. So I'm trying to put that summary as much as possible. The question he asked require him to know the basis, the problem. The office is solving a problem. And the problem is number one, to get Yoruba people together. Number two.
Okay, go ahead.
There's a problem. That's why we have the office. Yes, we have tried so many things before, it didn't work. And now we have to start the office. It's to solve a problem. Number one is to get Yoruba people together. The people that are difficult to reach. A lot of Yoruba people don't know about this Jagbara. This office is going to get this message across to them. We have to reach the high net worth Yoruba people. We need an office to do that. We need to coordinate and cohese Yoruba people together in different countries to a central office. Now there are too many groups that are fighting themselves. Who wants to be the leader of each one? This is an office that is central neutral, so that people can talk together and still maintain their own individual legbe and legbe. That's what it's for. Number one. Then number two is to solve Yoruba problems who are in UK. Not only UK, in different countries. Most importantly is this Ijangbara thing. We are in the center of it, I can assure you. We are in the center of it. Everything going on concerning agitation and self-determination, we know. So this is the grassroots work for self-determination, because the people in the diaspora are the most important. Everybody has said, Babakito has said that we in the diaspora, it is in our hands. Our are responsible. And we are at the bottom of so this is a grassroots outreach, an office to coordinate all of that. While the different Elegbe in the countries are working, there's a central office to help them to be able to meet and talk together without one person devouring the other. That is what the central office is for. Number one. Number two is to make the nation which we are, different countries, to know who Yoruba people are. There is no formal way. Last year, we had 3, 4, 5 Egbe writing to the same member of parliament. And when we got to the lady, she said, well, you wrote us this letter. This person also wrote on the same issue. And she threw everything back at us. And we looked so foolish and stupid because there was no central organization. This year, we were trying to collect money to help our people at G49 in Badon. It was upside down. The whole place was upside down. No accountability. From that July meeting, we decided that we're going to start central office. And we decided to put it down and started it. And now we have all people in different countries are taking it over. We need central offices in each country that will coordinate on the grassroots, the people that in that country. The nations and the people of each government don't know us. We did the survey last week or 2 weeks ago. Only 8 people said they know who Yoruba is. I have the evidence. And we are shouting Yoruba nation. They don't know us.
All right.
So there is a lot of things that we need to do in the different countries. That is why Yoruba Central Office is a neutral,
all right.
office.
Can I just bring legal perspective to this, Sister Shola?
No, okay.
Please.
Wait.
Thank you.
Before the legal perspective, Dr. Oluwajana, is any of your question answered?
Well, I mean, probably no, because I mean, I told you I've been here for more than 25 years. I've never even had, and you say grassroots. So who do you call the grassroots? If
people in the country, you are in UK, I'm in UK, so we are the grassroots for Yoruba.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Try to reach grassroots, but we've not even reached. How do you propagate or how do you advertise this group? How do you?
Started this year. It's just about 3 months or 6. We started in January with central consular services, and there was nobody to hand it over to. So we started the central office in June or July. So we're only 3, 4 months old. We are still training and training. We just finished 5 weeks. We just finished 5 weeks webinar. We got in professor to come and teach us diplomacy on how to run these things, so that it will
now Dr.
upward.
Kebi Orunkosi, now it makes sense. You said you have just started.
Yeah.
So okay,
That's why
so Dr. Oluwajana, wait, he said they have just started. Yorùbá ní tá a bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mú ẹyẹ bọ̀ lápò ká má sọ pé ó dúdú ni àbí ó funfun. So thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Oh, okay,
right.
I'll text you and put our numbers there. Thank you.
Okay. I'm going to call. Okay, the problem is Galaxy A20. What is your name? Galaxy A20.
We still need to hear the legal perspective, please.
Yeah, I think you wanted to speak.
Okay, okay. Can you say it, the legal perspective?
Yeah, thank you. What I would like Dr. Kebiano to explain to the House is how, if a diplomatic mission, what should ordinarily be a diplomatic mission registered as a limited company? And if you can answer that, then the question is, why was the... This is Olatayo Gedengbe speaking.
Okay.
And we want to know why the consular services was registered with the company house in UK rather than being a diplomatic mission. Doesn't that suggest that the Yoruba nation has been privatized? I mean, and if you can answer that question, the connotation is knowledge is important. It suggests that he may not probably know what he's doing. Because it is on record. Can I just finish, sir? It is on record that the consular services was registered with the company house in UK. Right or wrong, sir?
Okay, my brother, let me just tell you, there are two types of consular services. And when it was going to be registered, we searched the company's house. We wanted to have a name, a registration. The charity organization or the CIC or the company's house where the options are available. And we look for the fastest ones. It was the company's house. Then we called the company's house. We want to register this name, so and so and so, Yoruba Nation Consular Services. Are we allowed to do that?
You're not.
And then they say,
the consulate service.
Just a minute, let me finish. Then they said we should go and search and see whether anybody is using that name. We searched the company's house. There were 22 other companies that use the name Consular Services in UK. 22 other companies registered with the company's
Yoruba, not Yoruba Consular
just
Services.
a minute, let me finish. Which means that the use of the name is allowed. So anybody can use the name. So the fact that the Yoruba Consular Services were registered doesn't mean that it's serving a Yoruba nation state. There are two different things. But that name can be registered, it's allowed in the United Kingdom, and anywhere it's allowed, you can use it. So we chose to use that name because it talks about what we are doing. It's different from when you have a sovereignty and there is exchange between states in the 1963 convention, the Vienna Convention. This is different from that. So we can do our services, what we are allowed to do.
You're referring to Montevideo Convention is what you're talking
about. The only thing we cannot do is we cannot
issue
visa.
For a traveling agency, Yoruba.
Okay. Okay. I think we have spent enough time. Okay, now we have spent a lot of time on this.
Sorry, excuse me, Sister Shola. My name is Shola Duyi. I have been listening to everything that we've been saying since. I will take just about 30 seconds. I have run my own companies here in the UK for a number of years as well. If you register a name with the company house, you're registered as a company, you're treated as a company. That's all you are. You cannot be treated as any other thing, and you cannot be taken more serious than being a company. That is my take. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. That is what we are. Simple.
Okay, Dr. Kebiano, please, I get you now buying so. The lady, Galaxy A20, what is your name? Baba Deboye Emabinu Ejo. Galaxy A20. Okay. Mi ò gbọ́ wọn. Amòye Professor Adeboye. Professor Adeboye. You are, please unmute yourself, Baba Adeboye. Baba Adeboye. Baba Adeboye, ẹ túra yín lẹ̀.
Kí ló ṣe? Hello? Hello, ṣé ń gbọ́ mi?
Dáadáa.
Aha, mo ti hàn mí bí ẹ̀mẹ́ta. Number one, mo fẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ mọ̀ pé Galaxy 20 wọ́n ń wo program yìí. Obìnrin ni wọ́n, but mi ò rò pé wọ́n ń gbọ́ yín dáadáa. So torí tí wọ́n bá gbọ́ yín, ó dàgbà pé wọ́n á dáhùn gbogbo béèrè tẹ́ béèrè.
Wọn ò gbọ́ wa àbí wọn ò gbọ́ Yorùbá àbí ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ ni wọn ò gbọ́.
Mi ò mọ̀ bóyá wọn ò gbọ́ Yorùbá ọ̀bọ̀ tí wọ́n gbọ́ owó ojú wọn gbà tẹ́ sọ pé Galaxy 20 mo tẹ picture wọn mo lè rí i pé wọ́n ń fi sùúrù fetí sí kẹta àsọ̀bọ̀ tí wọn ò mi ò rò pé wọ́n gbọ́.
Mo rí tí wọ́n nawọ́ sókè ni mo ṣe pé wọ́n ń bá fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ ní nawọ́ sókè.
But mi ò wá mọ̀ pé ìgbà tẹ́ pè wọ́n bóyá wọ́n mọ̀ pé pè wọ́n. Ǹjẹ́ wọ́n tiẹ̀ ń gbọ́ wa báyìí kò yé mi.
Ó dáa.
Tí mo wá fẹ́ sọ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ tá à ń sọ bọ̀ ó ní pé ibi tá à ń lọ ò jìnnà ọ̀nà tá à ń gbà débẹ̀ ló dá ìyá sí ló pọ̀ jù. Number one, wọ́n ní kò kí n fárí lẹ́yìn olórí. Èmi ò tí ì gbọ́ lẹ́nu ẹnìkankan kó sọ pé àwọn tí ń bá ìyálọ́jà Àkúrẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ lórí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí Yorùbá. Àbí wọ́n ti lọ bá àwọn ọmọ iléèwé girama ní Ìbàdàn. Àbí wọ́n ti lọ ṣe kíní. Àwọn èèyàn tá à ń jà fún wọn ò tiẹ̀ mọ̀ pé à ń jà fún wọn. So tẹ́ bá ní kí wọ́n nawọ́ sókè nísìnyí àbí kí wọ́n káwọ́ kò lórí ọ̀rọ̀ kankan. Òròpọ̀rọ̀ yẹn á yé wọn dé bí tá a rò pé kó yé wọn dé. Ó ní ò jẹ́ kẹ́nu wá ó kò torí ó ń kálukú sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ̀dọ́ lórí. Torí kò sẹ́ni tó ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ ìlú pé báwo ló ṣe fẹ́ kí n fi ọ́. So mo béèrè lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé káwá di kí àwọn àtúndẹ̀ ti yọrí ọ̀nà wo ni wọ́n gbé gbà. Iṣẹ́ pé mo wà lẹ́yìn lágbájá àbí mo wà lẹ́yìn ìdóòlà ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará Iran Ayatollah Khomeini kí ló ṣe tí gbogbo èèyàn fi tẹ̀lé. Kí làwa ò tí ì ṣe tá a fi léèyàn tẹ̀lé wa. Tá a bá béèrè irú ìbéèrè bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ká kan sọ pé ibi tá a lọ nìyí ibi tá a lọ nìyí. Òun kálukú á máa sọ tiẹ̀ ní kóńkó jábélé kò sí ibi tá a máa tẹ̀ síbẹ̀ torí pé ẹnu wa ò kú nítorí pé aṣọra wa di olórí àwọn èèyàn tá a fẹ́ jẹ olórí wọn gan wọn ò mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe. Ẹ bá dẹ̀ rò pé nǹkan tí mo sọ yìí ó yàtọ̀ tó rò pé àwọn èèyàn mọ nǹkan tá à ń ṣe ó dákun kó jẹ́ kí n mọ̀ torí mi láàárọ̀ yìí mo ti pé Gbọ̀ngán mo ti pé Ìbàdàn mo ti pé Èkó mo ti pé gbogbo ẹ̀ àwọn èèyàn tí ò mọ dòrémí nínú nǹkan tá à ń sọ nílẹ̀ wọ́n pọ̀ jù àwọn èèyàn tí ó sọ tó mọ.
Public enlightenment.
Yeah, kò sí public education and bá tiẹ̀ sọ pé Yorùbá Gbòde la fẹ́ lò láti fi mọ reach àwọn èèyàn ọ̀nà kan nìyẹn. Kò dé gbogbo ibi tá a fẹ́ kó dé ó yẹ ká máa wá ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọ̀nà ká fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ pẹ̀lú àwọn èèyàn tó lè àbí ká sọ pé à ń ṣe ẹ jẹ́ ká ronú jinlẹ̀. Ẹni tó sọ pé diaspora ló ṣe pàtàkì jù òótọ́ ń bẹ ń bẹ irọ́ ń bẹ ń bẹ diaspora tí ò gbélé báwo ló ṣe máa mọ ibi tí wọ́n ti dúngbò èèyàn níjẹta. So mo fẹ́ ká ronú jinlẹ̀. I find myself agreeing with many people and at the same time disagreeing with some of what they say. Because we think we have all of the answers. Whereas we should be asking more and more questions of the people who are impacted on a daily basis by what is happening and what is not happening at home.
Ẹ ṣeun Bàbá Adébóyè, ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́. Ọ̀rọ̀ ọ̀tọ̀ ní ibi tí a sọ pé a fẹ́ lọ lónìí, ọ̀tọ̀ níbi tí a bára wa. ibi tí a fẹ́ lọ gan ó wá dàbí ẹni pé kò ṣe pàtàkì tóbi tí a bára wa. Ibi tá a bára wa lónìí ó ṣe pàtàkì púpọ̀ torí pé ọ̀rọ̀ ń jáde, ọ̀rọ̀ ń jẹyọ, tó sì jẹ́ pé ó lè jẹ́ ká mọ ibi tí à ń rè lọ́jọ́ iwájú. Màá sọ eléyìí, màá sì mú àwọn ìbéèrè díẹ̀ sí. Ní ọjọ́ 19 oṣù yìí, ètò tí a máa ṣe lórí Yorùbá Gbòde ó máa yàtọ̀. Ó ńlá pè ní sọ̀rọ̀ sókè sọtẹnu ẹ̀. A ní gbogbo tó bá ti jọ mọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ Yorùbá Nation ó ní a máa sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí. A sì ní àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ tí wọ́n ó ṣiṣẹ́ lórí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ yẹn. Wọ́n á wà lára àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ olùjíròrò ní ọjọ́ náà pẹ̀lú ògo Ọlọ́run. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ń sọ̀rọ̀ lórí ọjọ́ ọ̀la Yorùbá, ẹ múra wá níjọ́ náà kí ẹlẹ́mìí ò mọ̀ gbà. Ọ̀mọ̀wé Akínbọ́lá. Akínbọ́lá ló kọ wọn.
Akínbọ́lá ni ẹ ṣé ó pọ̀ mọ́.
Akínbọ́lá ni Akínbọ́lá ń bẹ ní gbọ̀ngàn. Akínbọ́lá ń bẹ ní Oǹdó.
Mo tún ọkàn tó fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ everyone present ni o. It's obviously an honor to be able to share with this type of audience, and especially the leadership that our elders continue to provide us. Mo kàn fẹ́ make a point kan, and that to me, because as the discussion has gone on, one of the things I found myself trying to identify is root causes. Really kind of trying to find out what are some of the root causes associated with a lot of what we are currently experiencing. And I guess there are two things that I do find as underlying root causes. The first one is the fact that overall, we have failed to effectively cultivate modern institutions with which to be able to handle our affairs. And so while as individual professionals all across the world, we have been very effective in our places of business, the type of interdependence that we require among ourselves to be able to address the issues we are currently faced with, we haven't done that very effectively. And kì í ṣe politics wa nìkan la fi fail láti ṣe yẹn. Tẹ́ bá kàn wò in terms of overall approach wa, and our náà nìkan kọ́, I don't know where to generalize the problem, but failure láti lè wo modern institutions and be on one institutions be how they are a crucial vehicle for moving us. And so right now we are caught between traditional institutions and the modernity that that is already impacting us negatively. And unfortunately, some of the traditional institutions, won't try to continue to conduct our affairs while creating a lot of frustration. So I want to appreciate all the individuals that are on this panel, on this meeting today, who are doing different things. And Larawa, Morawa already at the Monkonto but they were obvious and so I say that with a sense of hope. What really I hope that Yusuf has provided a unique opportunity for here is for us to be able to hear each other. We can go back home now and reflect on what it is we discussed and really begin to think of how do we problem solve. Key truly progressive front by my emerge ní Yoruba land. Mo believe our I create the lowest hanging fruit. Tafile cultivate moves. So mo kàn fẹ́ encourage wa pé ká tún revisit bá ṣe approach institutions and context tí a fi ń try láti handle issues wa. Irú groups bí Afẹ́nifẹ́re, for instance, they are already caught up in the past in terms of the traditional institutions and the way they operate. And so today is more difficult for them to operate because Lara rules don't often operate. A lot of us knowledge workers just don't go by those rules. And as a result, we're unwilling to follow those types of approach. So, Joe, I want us to see the cup as more of half full rather than half empty. And by that, what I'm saying is that I would like us at least to be able to problem solve our way through this dilemma so that at the end of it all, it won't be just that we were talking about the problems. It would be that we identified viable approaches and we committed to working on them. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀ Odùduwà á gbé gbogbo wa.
Àṣẹ, ẹ ṣeun ẹ kú ọgbọ́n inú tí ejò ń lò. Ìyáàfin Mojísọ́lá. Ìyáàfin Mojísọ́lá.
Ẹ ṣeun mà nítorí ẹ ti ń gbọ́wọ́ mi sísàlẹ̀ látẹ̀ nǹkan mo tún gbé sókè ni. Ẹ ṣé. Nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ fi kún pọ́ìntì méjì àbí mẹ́ta ni mo fẹ́ sọ. Ìkíní, gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá Yílóge ṣe sọ, option kan péré tí Yorùbá ní ká jáde kúrò ní Nàìjíríà. Ní other option mọ́. Kánò náà bí mi sí, I'm 67 years old. Ibẹ̀ mo dàgbà sí. Àwọn rabí wọ́n máa tán bá padà wá tá a tún fún wọn lágbára sí, ní lè jáde mọ́. This is the last option tá a ní. Ó ti pẹ́ tán ti ń ṣe, ṣùgbọ́n eléyìí nítorí ó hàn sí wa ní ọwọ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá wọn la ṣe ń rí gbogbo ẹ̀ báyìí. Ó ti pẹ́ tán ti ń pa àwọn ará ìsàlẹ̀ Ọya, lókè Ọya. So tá a bá lọ this time, ó parí nìyẹn o, kò ní ṣe ṣe mọ́. Torí wọ́n máa tilẹ̀kùn yẹn pátápátá ni. Then ìkejì tí mo máa tún sọ ni pé platform kan tí mo wà. Ó rí i pé organization kan wà nísìn tí àwọn Yorùbá ti ń gbárajọ tó ń pè ní YSL. Mo rò pé wọ́n choose lára gbogbo àwọn platform yẹn, wọ́n ní representative tó ń gbárajọ YSL. Tẹ́ bá lè wádìí wọn, ìmọ̀ much nípa wọn, ṣùgbọ́n YSL ti wà, wọ́n ní wọ́n ju over 40 groups nísìn tó ti wà lórí ẹ̀tọ́ ti jọ ń ṣe pọ̀. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ti organize ara wọn YSL.
Ẹ ṣé o.
Yes, so.
Ẹ ti wá, okay, mo rò pé ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán ni o. Ó dáa. Okay. Mo rò pé ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ tán ni o. Ó dáa, ẹ jẹ́ kí n pẹ́ lómi.
Okay, tí mo kàn ń sọ ni pé the last option ta ní nìyẹn láti jáde kúrò ní Nàìjíríà tá a bá fẹ́ ọjọ́ iwájú fún ilẹ̀ tí a bá fẹ́ kí Yorùbá parẹ́. That's the only option ta ní. That's all. Ẹ ṣé.
Ẹ ṣeun, a dúpẹ́, ọgbọ́n yín ò ní dópin. Akínbọ̀wálé ni ẹ pè orúkọ yín, mi mọ̀ bólóyè ní bí Mr. ní bí kan ni. Akínbọ̀wálé.
Ẹ
jẹ́ a ṣe pépèpé ìṣẹ́jú wa ò pọ̀, máa gbọ́dọ̀ kúrò ní láago 5:30 àbọ̀ ilé ń jóbó lè jà.
Ẹ káre láti bí o ní Nàìjíríà.
Níbo lẹ ti ń bá wa sọ̀rọ̀?
Nàìjíríà bí mo ti ń bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn state.
Níbo ló ń jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ GMB?
Láàbẹ̀ Nàìjíríà.
Nàìjíríà. Níbo lẹ ti yín wa lọ? Ẹ kú dédé àsìkò yẹ kú òru lọ́hùn o. Ó yá àgbọ̀ yín.
Mo dúpẹ́ láti wà nínú tá à ń sọ ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Gbogbo nǹkan tá a ti ń sọ náà bó bá ṣe máa tẹ̀síwájú náà ni. Ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan tí mo ti máa ń tẹnu mọ́ ní gbogbo ibi tí n bá ti ráyè láti sọ̀rọ̀, òun ni pé by this time ó yẹ kí a ti máa sọ pé a ti ní nǹkan tó ń pè ní database in the sense gbogbo tí a ti yàn pé a fẹ́ kúrò ní Nàìjíríà yìí tá a ti ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí, ó yẹ ká ti máa ní listing, ká ti máa mọ bí a ṣe jẹ́, ká ti máa mọ irú iṣẹ́ tí a fẹ́ máa fúnra wa ṣe láti fi máa fẹ́ nǹkan tá à ń sọ yìí lójú dáadáa débi pé ó máa dé grassroots everywhere, especially ní ilẹ̀ wa ní southwest ní ibi báyìí. Then ìmọ̀ràn tí mo ní importantly ní ibẹ̀ ni pé ṣẹ́rí CDA community development ṣé agency náà pé àbí tí a mọ̀ sí àwọn community meeting tí wọ́n máa ń ní tí a fi máa ń kóra wa jọ which is under each constituencies tí a fi máa ń ṣe local government tí a fi máa ń lọ bá local government complain ṣe nǹkan kan bẹ́ẹ̀ tí a bá mọra wa already tá à ń jà, ó yẹ kí a máa tira wa sínú CDA meetings tó ń lọ ní gbogbo àdúgbò tí a bá ń gbé, ìyẹn àwa tá a bá wà locally ní Nàìjíríà ní ibi báyìí. So whatever tí a bá ń bá wọn sọ tí a bá ń tí ó bá ń tí ìmọ̀ tá à ń fún wọn and contributions tá à ń fún wọn why we need to go and all that whatever tí wọ́n bá ń sọ láàrin ibẹ̀ yẹn àwọn náà máa take ẹ̀ padà fún sínú central body tí a bá ní láti tún gbé yẹ̀wò so that way a ti mọ bí a bá ṣe mú by now a ní láti máa kọ́ máa sọ̀rọ̀ based on calculations I need láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ based on pé we know our numbers. She understand me. We know our numbers. We know the way we are going. So that way we can go further. We can push in our ideology and everything into the system. See how normal buy into it. A lot of people I'm talking more but gbogbo wa la feel pains yẹn. They are just waiting for people to come and tell them, and that there is something going on. So CDA meetings, yeah, help, but can you database? To budget Yoruba Nation Global Directorate lo ní irú database tí a fẹ́ lò ní ẹ jẹ́ ká broadcast ẹ ní gbogbo media tí a ń lò gbogbo àwọn Koiki and others tí a mọ̀ kan bá broadcast ẹ̀yin náà ká broadcast everybody ká mọ̀ pé à ń lọ sí site yìí o a fẹ́ lọ a máa register orúkọ wa o nǹkan tá a lè ṣe o and other things bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn so a máa lo human resources tí a ní human resources ló important jù ní nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe so far so good.
Ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́ bàbá Benjamin Ẹ̀sán àǹtí Táíwò Líjàdù yèyé Líjàdù mo rí pé ẹ̀yin lẹ ní Galaxy A20 kíní yóò connect mọ́ audio mo mọ̀ pa ti ní problem yẹn nígbà kan kò connect sí audio tó bá jẹ́ pé ẹ lè gbé text mo lè text yín kí n sọ nǹkan tó yẹ kẹ́ ẹ ṣe àǹtí Táíwò Líjàdù àwọn ní hello.
Mo ń gbọ́ yín.
Ó dáa ó ti dá ń gbà yín àwa náà ti ń gbọ́ yín nísìn.
Tẹ́ bá ti ń gbọ́ mi ó dáa because èmi ń rí yín mi ò gbọ́ yín ni. Mo ń gbọ́ yín sí.
Àwa náà ti ń gbọ́ yín ẹ rọra fílẹ̀ bá ẹ mọ̀ tẹ̀ nǹkan kan mọ́ o. Lẹ́yìn bàbá Benjamin Ẹ̀sán màá jẹ́ kẹ́ ẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Bàbá Benjamin Ẹ̀sán lẹ́yìn wọn yèyé Líjàdù ẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
Thank you very much. Mo fara mọ́ gbogbo ohun tí àwọn aṣáájú ti sọ. Ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé Yorùbá ní àmúkùn ẹrù ẹ̀wọ́ ó nísàlẹ̀ ní kẹwọ̀. Àtìgbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ action group tó ti lé wọn kúrò tó ti lé Awólọ́wọ̀ gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kúrò ló yẹ ká ti máa plan. Ó ti yẹ ká ti lọ. Ṣùgbọ́n obìnrin tó sọ̀rọ̀ last pé this is our last chance. Èmi náà rò pé as far as I'm concerned it's going to be last chance because come January I'll be 87. Èmi àti Akíntóyè ẹgbẹ́ ni wà he was a year my senior at Christ School. Ó dàbẹ̀ ni pé the vision tó wà tó yẹ ká mẹ́ǹt ni pé kí ni àwọn politicians fẹ́ ṣe fún wa. They are the people that are standing in our way. Otherwise, èmi ti sọ pé ẹgbẹ́ àṣebí Israeli ká kóra sí mẹ́ta. Our militant group are ready láti jà. Our thinking group kan plan kí la máa ṣe. Àkànlédé máa fight fún Yorùbá nation láì mọ̀ kí ni plan wa. Kí la fẹ́ produce? Who are the farmers? Who are the engineers? Kí la àwọn kan wọ̀nyí yẹ kó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fojú hàn. Wọ́n sọ bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí fojú hàn pé who are the informants? Tó bá jáde lọ gbòòrò èmi wà ní Amẹ́ríkà báyìí n ò lè sọ̀rọ̀ sí Nàìjíríà ṣùgbọ́n in 3 months time I will be home permanently forever. Ó dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé kò sí bí mo ṣe lè 90. So the next 3 years ó critical fẹ́mi kẹ́jẹ́ ká gba stage but aláti pínra sí mẹ́ta the militant group, the thinking group and the information group. Information group yẹn ló important. Ìgbà tí Ìgbòho jáde pẹ̀lú àwọn rally yẹn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn gbọ́. If by any chance we can repeat that and then send people out for information. Information is very bad so far. Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ni ò tí ì gbọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká go out. That's my input.
Ẹ ṣeun bàbá. Yèyé Táíwò Líjàdù. Okay.
Mo máa kí
ní kẹ́ start video yín but a tún rí yín mọ́, a rí yín tẹ́lẹ̀ pẹ̀lú gèlè
mo mọ̀ pé ẹ start tẹ́ bá start bóyá a common because
mo ti start ẹ kò common. Ẹ̀yin lẹ́ láti start ẹ lọ́dọ̀ yín. Ṣùgbọ́n mi tó wá fẹ́ kí a má tún gbóhùn yín mọ́.
Nǹkan tó ń go on, mi ò mọ nǹkan tó ń go on. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n ṣe báyìí, ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ lọ báyìí.
Okay, ó dáa.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n bá yín sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí. Mo kí gbogbo ilé, mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá àti ẹ̀yin ìyá wa. Mo kí yín kú ohùn. Mi ò gbọ́ yín tààrà. Ṣùgbọ́n ńgbà míì gẹ́gẹ́ bí olórin, a máa ń wo ẹnu. Whether mo gbọ́ yín, mi ò gbọ́ yín spiritually, mo gbọ́ yín. But nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni wípé lóòótọ́ à ń wá Yorùbá nation. Tí a bá ti identify ara wa as ọmọ Yorùbá tòótọ́, tí a bá ti lè jókòó sọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀lú ara wa, pẹ̀lú ọjọ́ orí tí àwọn bàbá àti ìyá wa wà, àti ọjọ́ orí táwa wà àtàwọn tó tún tẹ̀lé wa. Mi ò mọ ẹni tó fẹ́ ṣe aṣáájú fáwọn ọmọ wa tá à ń wò yìí. Wọn ò dẹ̀ kéré bẹ́ẹ̀ náà mọ́. Wọ́n bá sọ pé àwọn youth, èmi ti 50. Wọ́n yìí wà youthful, but youthfulness wọn ó pọ̀ ju ìgbà tí ayé àtijọ́ lọ. Nítorí pé àwọn náà wà níta ń bẹ̀ yẹn, wọ́n rí nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀. Bàbá mi ní wọ́n ní amúkùn ẹrù ẹwọ́, ó ní wọn ò wó láti ìsàlẹ̀ ni. Ṣé bí nǹkan tí àwọn ọmọdé ń rí tí wọ́n ń bá lọ́wọ́ àwọn àgbàlagbà àwọn náà wá ń ṣe? Ṣé bí ń ṣe ló jẹ́ wípé ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ó ti pẹ́ tó ti wà ńlẹ̀ tó ti yẹ kí gbogbo wa ti mógiri sí? Wọ́n sweep it under the carpet. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbé àwọn tó ń ṣe tọ́lọ́hún gbé dìde fún wọn láti ṣe ire sí ilẹ̀ wa. Wọ́n dẹ̀ ń gbé wọ́n kick wọn under the buses. Àwọn ọmọ wa náà wá lẹ́yìn gbogbo wọn yẹn. Kí ni next move wa? Nísìnyí ta ti rí tójú wa ti já. Tá a bá jókòó gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn bàbá wa ṣe sọ, ta form caucuses. Èèyàn kan ń jẹ́ àwádé. Èèyàn kan ò lè dá gbogbo nǹkan ṣe. Káwọn àgbàlagbà kan fi àyè lẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọdé láti sá eré ìje yìí. Kí wọ́n máa sọ fún wọn báyìí, àwọn ọmọ yẹn náà dẹ̀ sọ pé báyìí làwọn rí àtàgbà àtọmọdé kí wọ́n jọ fojú kan wò ó. Àwọn tó bá appropriate for each section of the society ní ká jẹ́ kí wọ́n handle ẹ̀. Kó má dẹ̀ sí wípé à ń gbowó àbẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀. Kó má dẹ̀ sí wípé èmi lọ gá èèyàn kan. Tó o bá gba ọdún 10 lọ́wọ́ èèyàn kan, ò bí lọ́mọ, má bá sọ̀rọ̀ bí ìgbà tó bí lọ́mọ. Mi ò fẹ́ràn kí àgbàlagbà in their 80s kọ́ máa bá 60-year-olds sọ̀rọ̀ bí ẹni wípé boy wọn ni wọ́n. Kò appropriate.
Àṣà Yorùbá nìyí.
A fi orí fún olórí, oníkálukú wa lọ́lọ́run fún ní tiẹ̀. Ká jẹ́ kí oníkálukú ṣe ipò ẹ̀ bó ṣe yẹ kó ṣe, ká coordinate, ká organize, ká synchronize. Tá bá ń ṣe gbogbo wọ̀nyí, àwọn ọmọ wọ̀nyí wọ́n á wò wá, wọ́n á fi wá ṣe àríkọ́gbọ́n. Gbogbo nǹkan tí bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ ti ṣe, ká má jẹ́ kó bàjẹ́.
Ẹ ṣé òyèyé.
Alóògùn, àníkíní, tẹ bá lóògùn, ẹ jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn mọ̀, ògùn dáa. Mi ò condemn àwọn Christians. Nǹkan táwọn òyìnbó gbé wá ó ní pé kán máa ṣèkà kán dẹ̀ máa get away with it báwo náà ṣe wọ́n ní ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní gbàdúrà ká fi àṣà tiwa sílẹ̀ Father forgive them for they know not what they are doing àwa náà àgbẹnu sókè Father forgive them for they know not what they are doing àwọn náà ń kó wa jẹ àwọn tó ń kó wa jẹ yẹn táwa bá wá sọ pé kọ́lọ́run forgive wọn wọn mọ ohun tó ń ṣe ọlọ́run á máa wá forgive wọn tábà wá ń ké ọlọ́run á ní kílẹ̀ ń ké sí ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ ni lẹ́ni kí n forgive wọn as many times as possible tí wọ́n bá ṣe nǹkan yẹn tábà ní Father forgive them for they know not what they are doing they will be right they will be legitimate bàbá má dáríjì wọn torí pé wọ́n mọ ohun tó ń ṣe.
ẹ ṣe wo yèyé Táíwò addition tá a kọ sára bíbélì nu ẹ ṣe yèyé
that was very nice.
àjíǹde ara yóò máa jẹ fún yín pẹ́pẹ́ lówó ṣarọ o ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Àṣàkẹ́ ara ọba so Káyọ̀dé Ẹ̀mọ́lá àbí mo fẹ́ pe orúkọ yín dáadáa jù bá lọ ṣùgbọ́n ẹ̀yàn lórí ẹ̀yàn ń dì ẹ bá ń dákọ yín fúnra yín mi ò fẹ́ pé mọ́gàjì yín pé mọ́gàra kí n fòjòpòjò.
Ẹ̀mọ́lá.
Ẹ̀mọ́lá kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀lá.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni o.
Ẹ ṣe ó yá ẹ̀ṣọ́ ńlẹ̀ ẹjẹ́ àárín ńlẹ̀ àsìkò ti tó.
Ẹ ṣe gan gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn dáàdì wa ti sọ àtàwọn ọmọ mi wa Ọlọ́run máa wà pẹ̀lú yín. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí bàbá wa Ayílóge ṣe sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan restructuring àti self-determination they are not the same thing. Restructuring ni Ojukwu jà fún tó ń lọ ṣe ní Àbúrí Accord ní 1967 tó ń fún wa tó cause civil war. Nǹkan tí Gowon fi ṣe from 3 regions to 12 states. So àwọn tó ń ké restructuring is just a language of convenience. Kò lè ever ṣẹlẹ̀, not now, not in 2050, not in 2100. The only options that ni self-determination, and that has been in the United Nations article since 1945 after the Second World War. Ìyẹn ni. Then Yoruba ò gọ̀, Yoruba ò stupid, Yoruba iṣẹ́ ń lọ. Àdèmà jáde lóko ẹrú lágbára Ọlọ́run. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni. So àwọn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ even kò sí organization tó ṣiṣẹ́ àtèyí tó dáa àtèyí tó dáa awareness ni gbogbo one create tó bá dẹ̀ ti dé kínní. Nǹkan tó kàn wá ń bẹ̀ ní sì ni pé gẹ́gẹ́ bí Professor Adébóyè ṣe sọ I need àti engage especially àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà nílé I need àti engage wọn very very I would say urgently because àmọ̀pọ̀ sọ pé àwọn tá a wà ní diaspora ìwọ̀nba lè yí tá a lè ṣe àwọn tó wà nílẹ̀ gangan lọ níṣẹ́. Ìjà tó ń lọ láàárín àwọn organizations nǹkan tèmi kàn máa sọ ni pé I'll borrow from the words of Malcolm X. Only when we are inside, let us fight ourselves vigorously. But when we come outside, let us put a united front. And that is the only thing that will scare away our enemy. Tábàyí bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń bá wa jà tá à ń fún ara wa lẹ́sẹ̀ẹ́ ní gbangba. Àwọn ọ̀tá máa wò pé yes, a ti get wọn. And we don't need those kind of distraction, especially at this moment. So nǹkan tèmi máa ra àwọn èèyàn ni pé olúkálùkù ló ń ṣiṣẹ́. Let them continue to do their work. If we have 3 organizations or 4 or 5 that are strong and are ready to confront every issue stabani, and we need to be ready to stand our ground. Pé nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ délé tabadẹ̀ ti mọ̀ pé nǹkan tá à ń fẹ́ àwọn tó ń lé wa máa mọ̀ pé these people are resolute. There is nothing they can do other than to give us what we want. Ẹ ṣé gan.
Ẹ ṣeun o, ọgbọ́n yín ò ní dópin. Alàgbà Honorable Ọláìdé Adéyẹyè ẹjẹ́ àrìnlẹ̀ èèyàn mẹ́rin péré ni màá mú sí i, àwọn míì tún ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń nawọ́, ẹ̀yin tẹ̀yẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wọlé tẹ̀yẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń nawọ́, á sọ díjọ́ míì. Ṣùgbọ́n Honorable Adéyẹyè, ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ mà.
Ẹ kálẹ́, ẹ ṣeun, ẹ ṣé tẹ́ gbà mí láyè. Contribution mi kò ní pọ̀. Òun ni wípé gbogbo bá ṣe ń sọ láti ìgbà yìí wá pẹ̀lú àwọn groups nǹkan kan. Nígbà tí wọ́n mú bàbá wa Ìgbòho tó ti wà ní Benin Republic, àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé, àwọn youth tó ń tẹ̀lé, ǹjẹ́ any of the groups tá a wà níbí tó jẹ́ wípé àwa ni a ní agbára tó jẹ́ wípé a lè fi help àwọn tó wà nílé, ǹjẹ́ wọ́n tiẹ̀ make any move wípé àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé Ìgbòho nígbà yẹn tó bá lọ fún rally, ṣé wọ́n kóra wọn jọ mọ́? Báwo la ṣe lè kó wọn jọ tó jẹ́ wípé a lè pín wọn sí gbogbo community, a dẹ̀ lè máa assist wọn, but rather ká sit down ká think pé báwo la ṣe máa gba Yorùbá nation. Àwọn youth ló lè help wa. Àwa tá a jẹ́ àgbàlagbà, a kàn jókòó, a kàn sọ̀rọ̀ ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wo bí a ṣe lè kó àwọn tó ń tẹ̀lé Ìgbòho nígbà yẹn, bá ṣe máa unite wọn, tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n á lè continue tí bàbá yẹn ṣe. Any help tá a bá dẹ̀ lè ṣe láti diaspora ń bí, ká dẹ̀ mọ̀ wípé àwọn ọmọ wọn yẹn ti fi ẹsẹ̀ múlẹ̀, ó ti di dandan ká help wọn, but nobody talks about that. Àyàfi bí group kan ṣe ń jà, bẹ́ẹ̀ làwọn kan parí ẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká wò ó, ibẹ̀ yẹn ó wà very very important, ká lè kó àwọn youth wa yẹn jọ. Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ ṣeun, a dúpẹ́ mà. Ẹ ṣeun.
Mr. Ṣọlá, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ṣé mo lè dá màmá wa lóhùn nǹkan tán issue tán raise yẹn?
Ta ló ń sọ̀rọ̀?
This is Ọlátayọ̀ Gẹ̀dẹ̀ngbé mà.
Okay, ẹ ṣe ní ṣókí torí àti fẹ́ kó gbá wọlé.
Yes, mọ́mì, ṣe mọ̀ pé ẹ̀yin àgbàlagbà lè máa ń sọ fún wa pé kì í ṣe gbogbo aṣọ là ń sá lóòrùn. Even láàrin group yìí, àwọn nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ, mo mọ̀ pé àwọn èèyàn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ṣe irú nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ yẹn, but a lè sọ síta because Yorùbá ní ikú tó ń pojú gbà ẹni, òwe ara ló ń pa fún ni. Àwọn tẹ́ ẹ dárúkọ yẹn, àwọn tó ń bá wọn ṣiṣẹ́, wọ́n wà. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ lè jẹ́rìí sí nínú ilé yìí, ó wà. As we know, there's some things that will be covert operations and some will be overt. Irú nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ sọ yẹn covert ni, so ó wà, but wọ́n ní ọmọ ọ̀dọ̀ náà fọgbọ́n ṣe, so nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn. But nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ níparí ni wípé nǹkan tí brọ́dà wa kan sọ nípa Sunday Igboho lẹ́ẹ̀kan, a máa ń sọ pé wọ́n sọ báyìí títí ọ̀sẹ̀ tó ń bọ̀, títí kinní kan. I can tell you categorically what some things that we can say here towards the release, unconditional release of Sunday Igboho from the Yoruba Nation Global Directorate. I am part of the team that named Igboho Shanimi rally that we did for our brothers to be liberated, and also the prisoner of conscience, post-statutory law. We have appeared before the Benin Embassy twice. We have written 2 strong petitions to the Benin Embassy.
Ní ṣókí, iṣẹ́ ń lọ.
Iṣẹ́ ń lọ, bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mà.
Okay, ẹ ṣé.
A dẹ̀ ní court case náà in respect of the matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ẹ ṣeun, Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe, mo dúpẹ́ o.
Àwọn boys yẹn jọ, àwọn kan sì scatter, ẹ bá wa kó wọn jọ, tó jẹ́ wípé wọ́n á fi
Mọ́mì, wọ́n wà okay gidigba, ẹ má bẹ̀rù.
spread all over ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ẹ jọ.
Ẹ má bẹ̀rù.
Ẹ ṣeun, a dúpẹ́, ẹ ṣeun. Ọjọ́ ń re bí àná, alàgbà Isaac, mo rí pé ẹ ti náwó ti pẹ́. Alàgbà Isaac, ẹ túra yín lẹ̀, àbọ̀ṣẹ́jú.
Ẹ ṣé mà, question tèmi ní ó wà lórí foundation, because ìgbà tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kí ló dé tí a ṣe make progress. Observation tèmi ní ó wà lórí not telling ourselves the truth. Allegation law about financial misappropriation. Ìgbà wọn kan wà tí wọ́n wà corruptly, tí wọ́n ẹ má bínú, mo ń jámọ̀lá lọ́wọ́.
Ẹ̀yún náà sì dá.
Ó rẹ̀ kú wá jẹ́.
ẹ ń lẹ̀ mọ́ wa lójú.
ẹ má bínú.
Bàbá ti jọ́ mi ìtẹ́ tí ò bá kárí gbogbo èèyàn ẹ gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ lásìkò Yorùbá Gbòde.
Ẹ má bínú. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, there are allegations of financial something corruption. Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí a sweep under the carpet, under the the belief that àwọn tí wọ́n accuse, they are beyond reproach. Over pé kí ni bàbá yìí fẹ́ fowó ṣe nǹkan kan báyẹn. Ìgbà tí mo dẹ̀ ń gbọ́ nǹkan tí ó wá sọ́kàn mi ni pé ẹni tí ó jẹ́ ààrẹ Nigerian sìn is about the same age as bàbá tí wọ́n accuse yìí. And then we all know that àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n believe pé it's incorruptible, pé kò tiẹ̀ lè wà corrupt náà. But the point is even though it's not corrupt, the ààrẹ, àwọn tí wọ́n surround bàbá yẹn, look what they have done to the economy of Nigeria. So kí ló dé tí a jẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn kí wọ́n investigate if there's truth in the allegation that there's corruption with whoever, no matter who he is, so that we don't carry this garbage into the new Yoruba nation. Kí ló dé that we want to sweep it under the carpet. No, it's impossible. Anybody to raise the allegation here, is a bastard. Baba can never be corrupt. No, it's not Baba himself. What about the people surrounding him?
Ṣé ọ̀rọ̀ tí ẹ sọ yẹn lórí àwọn tí wọ́n sọ pé àwọn kan gbowó àbí àwọn kan ò gba owó. Yorùbá sọ pé ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́ sọ́mọ́gbọ́n wá torí òwe Yorùbá tó fẹsẹ̀ rinlẹ̀ ń ló sọ wípé a gbọ́dọ̀ rí imí lẹ́sẹ̀ ara wa ká sọ pé ẹrẹ̀ ni. Torí tá a bá sọ pé ẹrẹ̀ ni tó sì jẹ́ imí ńgbà tó bá ń rùn tí ò ní agbádùn là á mọ̀ pé nǹkan burúkú la fi ń ṣeré. Àwọn èèyàn ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ láṣẹ Ọlọ́run níbi tó bá dé dúró àwọn amòye Yorùbá Gbòde wọn á jẹ́ kí ẹ máa gbọ́. Ẹ ṣé àdúpẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ yín mọ́gbọ́n wá gan-an ó kún fún làákàyè. Victoria phone tẹ́ ẹ bá sorúkọ yín èmi ò ní tẹ̀yìn pé ká ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ó yẹ sọ̀rọ̀. Ẹ sọ̀rọ̀ ká ẹ jẹ́ amorúkọ yín kí lorúkọ yín.
Victoria lorúkọ mi.
Ok, ọ̀ya.
Ẹ káalẹ́ o gbogbo ilé. Ẹ kú ọ̀rọ̀ ìlú o. Anyway, nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ sọ níbẹ̀ ni nípa ọ̀rọ̀ tí àwọn brọ́dà tí wọ́n ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ tán ní ìsìn tán sọ̀rọ̀ ni wípé there is no corruption anywhere. Nǹkan tẹ́mi kàn fẹ́ sọ nìyẹn. Bàbá tí wọ́n accuse, I'm one of the YWC member. And owó tí ẹni yẹn tó dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ní ìjẹjọ́.
YWC ti bo.
Kí lẹ sọ?
YWC ti bo.
UK.
Ẹ ṣé inú ẹgbẹ́ kan náà lẹ wà pẹ̀lú ẹni tó mú ẹ̀sùn wá.
Ẹni tó make allegation, yes. Ẹni tó make allegation. And then nínú àwọn tó ti sọ̀rọ̀ ní ibi báyìí lálẹ́ yìí.
Kí lorúkọ ẹni yẹn?
2000 tẹni yẹn dárúkọ. A person nínú YWC. Nígbà tí ọ̀rọ̀ Nigeria security yẹn tó ń le, somebody donated that 2,000 pounds wípé kí wọ́n fi ṣe kinní yẹn, and then Baba Akíntóyè tí wọ́n accuse pé ó gba owó yẹn, the body is not with him. Bàbá yẹn on láti kó fún ẹlòmíì, ẹni yẹn gan ti sọ̀rọ̀ lórí platform yìí lálẹ́ yìí, and then bí wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe ẹni yẹn ni owó yẹn wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. And then nígbà tí wọ́n mú ọ̀wọ́n ọmọ.
Ṣé ẹ lè dárúkọ ẹni yẹn?
Yes, òkè bí ọ̀run òun ni wọ́n kó 2,000 yẹn lé lọ́wọ́, wọ́n sì wà lórí platform kẹ́ béèrè. So nígbà tí problem wá ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Nàìjíríà nípa àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n ò release, ìyẹn Lady K àti kínní tí wọ́n ò release, wọ́n láti fi some amount be I think it was 1,500 out of that money wípé kí wọ́n kó fún lọ́ọ̀yà wọn ní Nàìjíríà, and then the remaining 500 mi ò mọ bọ́n ṣe ṣe, but nǹkan tó kàn ṣẹlẹ̀ ni wípé nǹkan tó ń ba ilẹ̀ Yorùbá jẹ́ ni wípé kí a má mọ òótọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ because of our own selfish and ambition. Only àwọn èèyàn wọ́n kàn máa lọ accuse out of jealous. Ẹni tó make the accusation yẹn is nínú ẹgbẹ́ YWC ní UK. He pronounced and proclaimed himself as the president. Nígbà tí a ti ẹ̀ tí ìyanjú Yorùbá nation.
Ọ̀dà ẹ ṣeun.
How ridiculous is that? Bàbá Akíntóyè ò gbà kọ́bọ̀ lọ́wọ́ anybody.
Inú mi dùn pé
kò gbé pìnì lọ́wọ́ anybody.
Inú mi dùn pé ẹ sọ yẹn. Inú mi dùn pé ẹ mú yẹn wá. Ẹ ṣeun. Ẹ mọ̀ ó dáa. A ti gbọ́ àwọn èèyàn gẹ́gẹ́ bí àwọn kan ti.
Òkè bí ọ̀run Pastor Òkè bí ọ̀run kò sí ọ́n wà lórí platform. He can speak out, he can clarify it.
Okay, ìyáàfin ẹ má jẹ́ ká gbásìkò.
Tó ná gbogbo wàhálà àti 86 tó ń
ṣe lè torí àwíjàre. Ntí máa ń sú mi.
Aragba nǹkan tí mo sọ ńgbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ program.
Ohun tó máa ń sú mi náà ni pé ńgbà tí a bá ní.
Bàbá yẹn ẹjọ́ mà, bàbá Akíntóyè 86, ẹni mélòó ẹ wo àwọn atọ́pẹ́ra.
Ẹ dákun ètò la máa ń ṣe nǹkan lórí Yorùbá Gbòde. Nígbà tí àwọn bá sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́yìn bá gbà.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n contribute tí mo sọ yẹn, ẹjọ́ mà, ẹ jẹ́ kí n kàn sára sọ̀rọ̀ ẹ jẹ́.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n pè yín kẹ́ tó sọ̀rọ̀. Ìyẹn la fi ń.
Ẹ jẹ́ kí n rárá sọ wọ́n ẹ jẹ́.
Àti pè yín. Tí wọ́n tá a bá pè ẹnìkan ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ tán ẹlòmíì tún nawọ́ sókè a kì í gbà bí ẹni gba igbá ọtí tàbí bí ẹni gba àgé àlùwàlá tá a bá ń ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ kò ní létò. Ìyáàfin tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ inú mi dùn àlàyé yín ó wọ etí. Ṣé ẹ mọ̀ wípé mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan náà mo ní gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ń sọ̀rọ̀ ní ọ̀kan òjọ̀kan bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ pé nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ ó lè jẹ́ ní tá a fẹ́ gbọ́ ó lè má jẹ́ wọ́n lè má fìdí òótọ́ múlẹ̀ ìgbà wo wọ́n ẹ ṣe ọmọ kékeré tá a lè yọ ẹgbà sí kò lágbára lórí nǹkan tí wọ́n bá sọ bọ̀ tá a bá rí ẹni tó jẹ́ kó tún rí ọ̀nà míì tí ọ̀rọ̀ yẹn fi wá yàtọ̀ sí nǹkan tí wọ́n sọ bí ewé tí ìyáàfin sọ yìí tán ṣe àlàyé ìyẹn mọ́gbọ́n wájú kákàn máa já sórí ọ̀rọ̀ láti máa sọ̀rọ̀ ìyẹn ò fi hàn pé a bọ̀wọ̀ fúnra wa kò sì fi hàn pé a fẹ́ máa to nǹkan ní ètò ọjọ́ ti lọ a ti lo wákàtí mẹ́ta ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ lónìí àwọn ẹlòmíì wà tí wọn ò tí ì sọ̀rọ̀ mo mọ̀ pé ẹ ti sọ̀rọ̀ ju ẹ̀ẹ̀mẹ́ta lọ.
Adéyínká ló sọ̀rọ̀ yìí o.
Ẹ ní sùúrù Kọ́láwọlé Hamzat mo rí pé ẹ ti nawọ́ látàárọ̀ ẹnì ṣòńlẹ̀ ẹnìkan yìí jẹ́ kílẹ̀ ò fẹ́ gbogbo wa náà lálẹ́tọ̀ọ́ Kọ́láwọlé Hamzat.
Ẹ kálẹ́ mà.
Ẹ ṣeun.
Ẹ kálẹ́ mà.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o.
Ẹ ra mà orúkọ mi ní Kọ́láwọlé Hamzat mo sọ̀rọ̀ láti Ìbàdàn mà. Láti ìgbà tí program yìí ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni mi ti ń follow gbogbo nǹkan tí àwọn bàbá wa ń sọ. Ọmọ kékeré ni mí mo young kan kò dẹ̀ sí program kan láti ìgbà tí Yorùbá nation agitation tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tí mi kì í follow. Èmi kò sí program kankan tó ń ṣe ní ilé bàbá olóyè Sunday Gbòó ní Ìbàdàn tèmi ò kì í lọ sí ibẹ̀.
ẹrìnlẹ̀ ká tètè sọ kókó.
Èyí tí mo fẹ́ sọ ni pé látìgbà tán ti mú bàbá wa Sunday Gbòó kò tíì sí coordinator kankan wọn ní gbogbo South West. And then any rally tá a dẹ̀ ń ṣe anywhere tá a bá ń lọ confidence bàbá wa Sunday Gbòó ó ní gbogbo youth fi máa move láti ní self confidence pé anywhere táwọn bá fẹ́ lọ àwọn ní láti lè convince èèyàn. And the only person tó tún máa coordinate àwọn youth òun ni Koiki Media nígbà tó wà ní Nigeria because ó wà very active gan because ó máa ń coordinate gbogbo àwọn youth when baba is busy doing another thing. ṣe nísìnyí láti gbàdán dẹ̀ ti mú bàbá èmi máa ń lọ sílé bàbá àwọn èèyàn lè máa mọ̀ mí èmi máa ń lọ as a neutral person láti lè mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ and then kí ni way forward kí ni present situation kò sí anything tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ mọ́ throughout the southwest lórí Yorùbá nation mọ́ day in day out gbogbo àwọn tó láwọn ń ṣe iṣẹ́ ń lọ lábẹ́nú iṣẹ́ ń lọ lábẹ́nú tí ò bá ti sí awareness bó ṣe ń lọ nígbà tí bàbá ń ṣe iṣẹ́ Yorùbá nation ó máa mẹ́hẹ̀ and then gbogbo àwọn governors yẹn gbogbo wọn náà ti ń lo federal power if at all tó bá ti rí youth méjì mẹ́ta kan tó ń wá in gathering of discussion àwọn ọlọ́pàá ti máa arrest wọn láti lè sọ fún wọn pé kí ni reason tó ṣe go and gathering because àwọn gbogbo support and then àwọn political enemies and all these political leaders everything wọ́n ti ń ṣe grassroots meeting wọn by for next election tó yẹ pé wọ́n dẹ̀ ti fi owó change the minds àwọn youth tó yẹ pé wọ́n ti ní mind fún Yorùbá nation for a very long time náà but tí ẹ̀dẹ̀ mọ̀ pé poverty tó wà ní Nàìjíríà presently by ẹni tó bá ti rí change there kò sí ní mind ẹ̀ máa change irú èmi tí mi ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mo ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ pé mo níṣẹ́ mi tí mo ṣe mi ì wojú pé ẹnìkan fẹ́ wá if I want to vote for anybody ma vote fún ẹni tí n bá mọ̀ pé yes this person is a right person láti lè vote fún without looking for any party mélòó nínú ọ̀dọ́ tó jẹ́ age bracket mi ló ní privilege yẹn ní Nigeria of today òun ni mo yẹn sọ pé ẹ ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti lè talk àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan mo lè sọ nínú àwọn tó jẹ́ followers àkókò tí wọ́n jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti lọ tẹ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ land grabber èmi from experience ni lẹ́ni yìí mo ti jáde lẹ́ni mo ti mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọ̀nà ẹlẹ́bù wọ́n pe ẹnìkan ní Osama ó máa ń gba ilẹ̀ níbẹ̀ àwọn tó jẹ́ followers bàbá Sunday Igboho wọ́n ti wà London ẹni yìí because nǹkan tó ń jẹ nìyẹn wọn ò ní nǹkan míì but ìgbà tí ò dẹ̀ ti sí avenue mọ́ they will look for something else láti ṣe kò sí kan nítò kò sí anybody mọ́ ìyẹn ni mo fẹ́ yẹ káwọn tẹ́ jágbàlagbà iṣẹ́ tá a bá lórí ẹ̀ kò jẹ́ mo dá dúró ná ẹ ṣe púpọ̀.
ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ní on the 19 ẹ dákun màá tún pè yín gbogbo tí a ṣe lọ́jọ́ náà ni àwọn nǹkan pàtàkì yìí òun náà ni àgbéyẹ̀wò open mic ló máa jẹ́ kálukú ló máa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè kálukú ló máa sọ ti ẹnu ẹ̀ tẹ́ ẹ bá wojú aago ẹ rí i pé ọjọ́ ti lọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan nígbà tí mò ń sọ ọ̀rọ̀ màmá wa tí wọ́n lọ síbi àgbáre àwọn náà ni Alhaja Nusirat Ọláìdé Bakri ní Lẹ́gàálí ní Abẹ́òkúta àwọn ní ìyàwó bàbá wa tí wọ́n jẹ́ adájọ́ àgbà ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ògùn bàbá Gabrisiu Bakri OON màmá lo ọdún 96 láyé olùtọ́jú aláìsàn nọ́ọ̀sì ni màmá fi gbogbo ìgbà wọn ṣe kódà màmá bá iṣẹ́ wọn dé ibi tí wọ́n ti jẹ́ chief matron màmá wà lára àwọn ògúnná gbòǹgbò tí dátọ́ lẹ́nu ìgbín àwọn ni wọ́n dá ilé ìwòsàn ìdí àbà sílẹ̀ níbi tí wọ́n ti ń kọ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn ọmọ lẹ́kọ̀ọ́ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ tún ń ṣe ìtọ́jú ohun tó jẹ́ kókó tí ó jẹ màmá lọ́kàn ni ẹ̀kọ́ àwọn ọmọ títí tí màmá fi kọjá 100 ọdún ni ìtàn wà tí àrídájú sì wà wípé màmá wọ́n máa ń tẹ̀lé àwọn ọmọ káàkiri nígbà tí àwọn ọmọ bá ń ṣe iṣẹ́ ìwádìí lórí ẹ̀kọ́ káàkiri àdúrà wa ni wípé kí ẹlẹ́dàá kó tẹ́ màmá Bakri sí afẹ́fẹ́ rere a tún fi àsìkò yìí kí bàbá wa Justice Bakri OON àti àwọn ọmọ wọn Justice Bakri Junior pẹ̀lú àti yèyé ààfin Adénẹ́kàn Adétòkunbọ̀ Adénẹ́kàn ọmọ dúdú àti Yorùbá Gbode wọ́n ní ọmọ àjànàkú kì í yára ọmọ tẹ́kùn bá bí ẹkùn ní òòjọ́ ó fi akitiyan jọ màmá Ọlọ́run ọba kó jẹ́ kí ọjọ́ gbogbo wa dalẹ́. Bákan náà ni a kí Dọlápọ̀ ọmọ Bakri àti gbogbo àwọn yòókù tí a láǹfààní láti dárúkọ. Àdúrà wa ni wípé kí gbogbo wa ká gbẹ̀yìn arúgbó wa láṣẹ Olúwa. Ẹ̀yin ò jẹ́ ìkéde pàtàkì tí a mú wá sí etígbọ̀ọ́ yín fún ti màmá tí wọ́n papòdà. Bákan náà ni a tún sọ̀rọ̀ Justice Babalakin. Àwọn náà ògúnnágbòǹgbò ni wọ́n nínú àwọn àgbààgbà adájọ́ tí wọ́n sì tún àwọn ni a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ṣe ìfilọ́lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Muslim Association of Nigeria MAN tí ó gbọdọ̀ gboko ó nílé ẹ̀kọ́ ó ní gbogbo gbogbo wọn ni wọ́n ti lọ. Ẹ̀kọ́ ní eléyìí ẹ dákun ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe dáadáa nítorí ọjọ́ ọ̀la. Ẹ jẹ́ á ṣe dáadáa torí pé gbogbo wa láàkú látàrí bí àgbáre. Ilé ẹ̀kọ́ Yorùbá Gbode àti gba olídé báyìí nígbà tí a bá tún wọlé padà ní ọjọ́ 5 oṣù kínní tí ọmọ rẹ ò bá gbọ́ Yorùbá tí o tún fi orúkọ ọmọ rẹ tó tún sọ àgánàgánà tó forúkọ rẹ̀ lẹ̀ pé bóyá ọmọ ni ó kọ́ bàbá rẹ̀. Èmi ò wá mọ́rú Yorùbá tí à ń pera wa o. Ẹ pé iléeṣẹ́ Yorùbá Gbode kẹ́ ẹ forúkọ àwọn ọmọ tàbí ọmọ yín sílẹ̀ kí wọ́n lè kọ́ Yorùbá. Àwọn tí wọ́n ti ṣe semester 2 mẹ́ta wọ́n ti ń sọ Yorùbá tí kì í ṣe kékeré. Ọ̀nà láti forúkọ sílẹ̀ ẹ pé 860-371-9367. Ìyún bẹ́ẹ̀ Yorùbá Gbode owó ni kẹ̀kẹ́ ìhìn rere. Bàbá Adébóyè sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan wọ́n ní báwo la ṣe fẹ́ reach àwọn grassroots. Yorùbá Gbode ń ṣiṣẹ́ lórí èyún. Ohun tá a fẹ́ ṣe tí mo sì ti ń polówó ni pé a fẹ́ kí Yorùbá Gbode kó máa jáde ètò wa kó máa jáde lórí rédíò tí àwọn èèyàn lè gbé káàkiri tó jẹ́ pé aláta ó gbọ́ elépo ó gbọ́ kò ní sí bí ò ṣe ní sí ìlanilọ́yẹ̀ tí a bá ti lè dé bẹ̀. Owó ni ó jẹ kì í ṣe àgbàdo. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run ẹ rántí Yorùbá Gbode nínú akitiyan yín. Zelle tàbí Cash App ní ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ àwọn èèyàn ń lò pẹ̀lú nọ́mbà kan náà 860-371-9367. Àmọ́ dágbére ṣùgbọ́n màá fún àwọn àgbà Yorùbá Gbode àwọn amòye ní ààyè láti sọ gbólóhùn kọ̀ọ̀kan ẹnìkọ̀ọ̀kan kí yóò jẹ́ bí ìdágbére ní abala ètò pàtàkì yìí. A ní adìyẹ ó lóun ò léyín oúnjẹ ẹran oúnjẹ ìrẹsì ṣé tó bá léyín ṣé yóò jòkúta ni. Àwọn tí a pè fún ìdí kan àbí ìdí kejì a bínú pé wọn ò wá. Iṣẹ́ ilé díwọ́ sànmọ́nì sì lè máa lọ tínrín tí sànmọ́nì bá ń lọ tínrín kò sí téèyàn ó ṣe. Ṣùgbọ́n a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yin èèyàn tí ẹ wá ní àtìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ adé tó kọjá 100 kò wá mọ́ àwọn tó wà lórí Reefnote website tàbí àwọn tó wà lórí YouTube. A jẹ́ wípé ìfẹ́ Yorùbá ó ká àwọn èèyàn lára. Ọ̀rọ̀ wa Ọlọ́run ọba yóò jẹ́ kí ó yọrí. Ẹ dákun mo ní kí àwọn àgbàlagbà ó sọ̀rọ̀. Délé tì èmi ò mọ̀dí tá a tún fi ń nawọ́ ní ìsìn o. Ó yẹ sọ̀rọ̀.
Ẹ ṣe gọmà ẹ̀dẹ̀kù iṣẹ́.
Ìṣẹ́jú kan gbọ́dọ̀ mẹ́ta.
Yes, ẹ ti lo ìṣẹ́jú méjì nínú ẹ̀ ń sìn. Now, ẹ ṣe gan, mo appreciate the opportunity. Nǹkan tí kò fẹ́ sọ mà ní pé ní irú platform yìí a lot of wisdom ti jáde ń bẹ̀. Doctor kan, the legal practitioner lẹ́ẹ̀kan ẹ̀ tó béèrè question lọ́wọ́ Dr. Okebiorun. Nǹkan tó sọ nípa àwọn tí wọ́n support Ìgbòho pé iṣẹ́ ń lọ lábẹ́lẹ̀ láti make sure pé wọ́n fizzle out. But ẹnìkan sọ̀rọ̀ bí n sí tó dà pé wọ́n on the ground tó dẹ̀ sọ pé kìnìún yẹn ń fizzle out. Now that's a bit contradicting. Mo ò bá sọ pé ní irú platform tá a wà bóyá kẹ́ link àwọn méjì papọ̀ pé kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin yẹn kó ìjọba ara wọn sọ̀rọ̀. So tá a bá tẹ̀ níbi tá a lè gbé lọ kò jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ ń bì.
kí irú àwọn bẹ́ẹ̀ jáde kó wọ́n jẹ́ pé ó kàn tó àkànṣọ bẹ́ẹ̀ àkànṣọ bẹ́ẹ̀.
ìyẹn gan ni wọ́n ṣe ní ìsìn ẹ ṣeun ọgbọ́n yóò ní dópin.
Àwọn amenities ti ṣẹlẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn ta lè sort out níbi kan lé káwọn èèyàn papọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Yorùbá Gbòde náà máa ṣe dáadáa. Ẹ ṣe mo dúpẹ́. Ọ̀gbẹ́ni tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ tí wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ láti Ìbàdàn, ẹ dákun ẹ pè Yorùbá Gbòde torí mi ò mọ nọ́mbà yín 86037193667 860 +1 86037193667. Rí àwọn kan ní ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wọlé ẹni tí ó wọlé tó bómi ìṣọwọ́ kó mọ̀ pé òun ò bá nǹkan oúnjẹ ní ọba. Bàbá Adébóyè ẹ fún wa ní ọ̀rọ̀ ọjọ́ òní lọ tán gbólóhùn kan sí méjì.
Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ọjọ́ òní lọ tán?
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni.
Mo dúpẹ́ púpọ̀ tí a ní àǹfààní láti wà lórí Yorùbá Gbòde. Ó lè má jọ wá lójú ṣùgbọ́n díẹ̀díẹ̀ ni mú ẹlẹ́dẹ̀ ń wọgbà à ń kọ́gbọ́n a sì mọ ipò tí ilẹ̀ wa wà a sì mọ ọ̀rọ̀ tí àwọn èèyàn wa ń gbé jáde. Ẹ má jẹ́ kó sú wa o torí tí n bá lè fọ òyìnbó díẹ̀ bóyá yóò dá. It is extremely important that those of us who are blessed by the labor of all of our ancestors to know not only what's going on in our land, but also where it fits in a global context. We need to work harder at bringing awareness to all of our people, not just the schooled ones. If we are going to win this fight, it's not going to be this segment alone or that segment alone. If we do not fight the war properly, we are going to be lost. It's so clear to me that we are at the edge of oblivion because of what we fail to do, whatever excuses we seem to have to fail. Thank you.
Ẹ ṣeun. Bàbá Bánjí Ayílóge.
Ẹ ṣeun olóòtú ṣe gbọ́ mi. Ṣe gbọ́ mi dáadáa.
Dáadáa a lè mọ gbé níbi tá a gbọ́ dé.
Dọ́tẹ́ mi máa sọ ní pé ká dá àwọn èèyàn wa ká kọ́ wọn ní ẹ̀kọ́. Mo rò pé gbogbo wa ló mọ ipa tí Sunday Igboho tó ṣe nígbà tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó dẹ̀ ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ìròyìn kan tá a ń fẹ́.
Gbọ́ wọn o.
Wọ́n Sunday ò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ sìn.
Gbọ́ wọn.
Ó tó máa tó jáde lágbára ọ̀tọ̀.
Èmi ń gbọ́ wọn o. Ṣé gbogbo yín ń gbọ́ bàbá Ayílóge?
Èmi ò gbọ́ o.
Ṣé gbọ̀ngàn lọ?
A gbọ́.
Bàbá gbogbo.
Èmi ò gbọ́ o microphone ibo ṣé gbọ̀ngàn ló ti ra microphone ni.
A ò gbọ́ wọn o, a ò gbọ́ dájú o. Ẹ̀yin àgbààgbà nìkan ni ò gbọ́ àwa gbọ́ o.
All right. Màá máa pariwo tó gbọ́ dáadáa. Mo ní ìjọ tí Sunday Igboho ti wà níbi tó wà ń sìn pé nípa kíká máa polongo nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe ó dà kó dínkù ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run á gbé jáde láìpẹ́. Ṣùgbọ́n gangan ni mo fẹ́ ká mọ̀ ní pé ọwọ́ wa ló wà gbogbo nǹkan tá a fẹ́ ṣe tá à ń sọ pé ó kù díẹ̀ kó tó yìí. Ọwọ́ wa ló wà nítorí pé tá a bá jẹ́ kí ẹni míì á ní 65 organization ló wà London. Ẹni míì á ní culture làwọn ń ṣe pé ṣùgbọ́n tó bá dọjọ́ bá àwọn jáde. Ẹ jẹ́ ká parapọ̀ sí bó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ 5 ní organizations tó mọ tó ń ṣe gbogbo kinní wọ̀nyí. À á lè pè wọ́n. Owó náà ń pe kẹ̀kẹ́ ìrìn rere. Òun lẹ gbọ́ tí ẹnìkan sọ pé òun máa ń lọ sí ilé Sunday. Bẹ̀tí kan ò lọ dáadáa mọ́ àwọn kan ti ń lọ tán ti ń wá nǹkan ṣe. tẹ́ bá máa rán ọmọ iṣẹ́ kì í ṣe pé bóyá owó tó máa fi jẹun là ń sọ. Tẹ́ bá ní kọ́mọ lọ Ìbàdàn ẹ ṣáà fún lówó ọkọ̀. Ara nǹkan tá a fẹ́ fowó ṣe ọ̀rọ̀ nǹkan tó ń fowó ṣe nìyẹn tó jẹ́ pé a fi ń sọ pé coming together of many organizations is the key. Tí gbogbo wa bá wà nínú organization yẹn, àwa Yorùbá náà máa ń ṣe wọ́n á ní kọ́ ọmọ lọ mú gbálẹ̀ ẹyọ kan wá kó lọ mú ọmọ ọwọ̀ tó bá ní kó ṣe á dẹ̀ ṣe easily àbí.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Wọ́n ní kó mú dídì ìgbálẹ̀ wá odidi ìgbálẹ̀ tó bá fẹ́ ṣe àṣẹ tì ní. Ṣùgbọ́n ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣera wa ní òṣùṣù ọwọ̀ káyé má bàa lè mú wa. Ó dẹ̀ ń sọ pé ẹ jẹ́ ká bọ̀ ká ṣe ọ̀lẹ̀lẹ̀ fégún ilé. Ẹ jẹ́ ká fàgbò fóró ọjà. Ká sì fi ewúrẹ́ bọ Ifá. Ẹ jẹ́ ká ṣọdún ọlọ́jọ́ fún gbogbo ayé. Kọ́ bá lè gbèjà wa jà lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará amúnisìn tó wà lóde ìsìn. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ń wọ̀nyẹn tá a bá sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí lọ́sẹ̀ẹsẹ̀ Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ ká ìdúró ká máa sọ the same thing títí ọdún mẹ́wàá tá a bá para wọn pọ̀ ká ṣe kan. A lè ní disagreement. Bó ṣe fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ó yàtọ̀ sí bí lágbájá ṣe fẹ́ ṣe bẹ̀ tá a bá sọ̀rọ̀ bí tọmọ tìyá tá a sọ̀rọ̀ tá a fi inú hanra wa. Àá ní òkè ẹjẹ́ àti ẹ̀ bóò ti ẹ̀ bìlì wá ẹjẹ́ á dá ẹ̀ tábà tẹ̀ ń ṣe lọ. Ibi tó kù fún wa nìyẹn. The leadership of Yoruba land has to come from abroad. Ǹjẹ́ mo reason? Ẹ̀yin ní independent living. Ẹ nídìí owó ẹnìkankan láti repair generator. Ẹ nídìí owó ẹnìkankan láti repo sí mọ́tò yín. Ìlú lé. Nígbà àtijọ́, wọ́n ní ìṣó lé ìta ò dáa. Ìsìn ní Yorùbá là ó ti ìṣó ń ta ó ti da ìṣó ń ta ilé ò dáa ní. Ẹ má jẹ́ orí báyìí. Wọ́n lẹ́ẹ̀bẹ̀ là ń bẹ òṣìkà kó tùlú ẹ̀ ṣe. Ọlọ́run
Tùlú ẹ̀ ṣe. Àṣẹ. Ẹ ṣeun bàbá yín lóge orí tẹ́ ẹ ti ẹ̀ bẹ̀ mí lẹ́ẹ̀kan tẹ́ ẹ ní kí n kọ màá kọ. Ọmọ Yorùbá máìtì wá sí mi. Ẹ̀mí kan sọ fún mi pé ìdáná kò ti parí. Múra sílẹ̀. Ọmọ Yorùbá máìtì sùn. Ẹ̀mí kan sọ fún mi pé Abacha kò ti kú tán. Múra sílẹ̀. Bàbá yìí ló gé ṣé yóò yọ owó ṣé mo kọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ ti fẹ́.
Ó yọ àtẹ́wọ́.
So a máa ṣe a ti ṣèwò gbéga ẹ ṣe àdúpẹ́ alàgbà Dípò Akínṣínkù ó yá
ẹ ṣé olóòtú.
olóyìn ìdágbére fún tòní.
Gbólóhùn kan péré kan ni mo fẹ́ sọ. Gbogbo àwọn tó ti kúrò ní ẹgbẹ́ kan padà síbẹ̀ kò sí tìjú ń bẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ pé lóòótọ́ náà fara mọ́ Yorùbá nation àti self-determination yìí tó dẹ̀ dénú ọkàn wọn kan padà síbẹ̀ kò sí tìjú pé à ń sá kúrò lẹ́gbẹ́ kan à ń lọ sí míì à ń kúrò níbì kan à ń dá kan lẹ̀. It's not going to help us. What is going to help us is to have a very strong organization. And as a result, gbogbo àwọn tó ti kúrò ní ẹgbẹ́ kan méjì kan jọ kan ronúpò àgbà kò sí ìtìjú ńbẹ̀ kan padà sẹ́gbẹ́ yẹn kan gbẹ́ yẹn kó dẹ̀ máa lágbára sí i. Tó bá ní gbogbo nǹkan tó fẹ́ ṣe tó ń bí wọn nú ká padà sínú ẹgbẹ́ yẹn ká sọ nírẹ̀wẹ̀sì ká dẹ̀ fi gbogbo nǹkan tó bó ṣe yé wọn sí àti kan tí wọ́n fẹ́ kí ẹgbẹ́ máa ṣe kán fi hàn kán sọ fún àwọn tó wà nínú ẹgbẹ́ yẹn so that ẹgbẹ́ yẹn á lè máa lọ síwájú. Gbólóhùn kan tí mo ní sọ nìyẹn o.
tó ẹ ṣeun mo dúpẹ́. tó ibi tí àròkọ sí ni à á fàbọ̀ sí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n mi o, àwọn alátìlẹyìn, ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ irú wọn tó jẹ́ kí irú wọn ó lè máa sọ bíi ti Kúlú sọ. Tí ò bá sí àgbàdo kí làbá máa pè lógì, mo ní tí ò bá sí iṣu kí ni irú wọn ò bá máa pè níyán. Ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ àwọn amòye atẹ̀lénímáyà tí wọ́n ń dúró ní gbogbo ìgbà lórí ètò Yorùbá Gbòde, àsìkò wọn, ọgbọ́n inú wọn, sùúrù àti ìfẹ́ tí wọ́n ní sí ìran ọmọ Yorùbá. Láéláé orúkọ yín ò ní parẹ́ láṣẹ Olódùmarè. Mo dúpẹ́ pẹ́ òkun. Gbogbo ẹ̀yin tí ẹ yẹ ẹ̀yin kò yẹ kò gbò tó yẹ pé ní gbogbo ìgbà bá parí tán jọ Sunday ẹ tún pè wá eléyìí ló yẹ ká ṣe sí, eléyìí ló tún yẹ kí á ṣe sí. Wọ́n pọ̀ rẹpẹtẹ tí mi ò lè máa dárúkọ. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀rí àwọn kẹ́sẹ̀sẹ̀ ń wọlé bọ́nu. Ẹ káàbọ̀, ẹ bómi ìsanwó oúnjẹ lẹ́ẹ̀bà, ẹ̀yin náà ṣe dé Ajíbẹ̀pọ́nlá ó ṣe díẹ̀ lólè. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ alàgbà Akínbọ́lá, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ wọn, ẹ ṣeun, ohun yín ò ní bàjẹ́.
Àmín o.
Akínbọ́lá.
Ọkọ̀ tẹ́ fẹ́ fún wọn nu bàbá Adébóyè.
Omi ẹ̀kọ́ ni o.
Ẹ dákun, gbogbo ọjọ́ Sunday ní Yorùbá Gbòde, ẹ̀mí tèmi ò ní bọ́, tiyín náà ò ní bọ́. Tó bá ti dijọ́ Sunday, kódà bẹ́ẹ̀ bá rí ìkéde, ẹ wá ẹ lo líǹkì wa látìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ bí ọdún méjì. Líǹkì wọn ò yàtọ̀, ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ òde wa kò yí bé, ibìkan náà ni. Líǹkì ni kẹ́ ẹ fi wọlé, kódà nígbà tó jẹ́ pé ó ṣeé ṣe kẹ́ ẹ mọ́ rí ìkéde, ẹ má bínú, ṣùgbọ́n nọ́mbà yẹn, líǹkì yẹn gan-an ni ó gbé yín wọ orí Yorùbá Gbòde. Alàgbà amòfin Táyọ̀ Ògèdèǹgbé, ìran bàbá yín ní ṣe bí akin, ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́, ẹ kú gbogbo ìgbà. Ọmọ Ògèdèǹgbé agbógungbòrò nílẹ̀ Ìjẹ̀ṣà, agbógungbòrò àti kankan lójú ogun, atawẹ́rẹ́ tí ò ṣe é yanjú. Bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ fowó mọ́ mi lórí tí ò ṣeé ṣe, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fún sẹ́ẹ̀lì yóò fi jíṣẹ́. Ẹ ṣeun adúpẹ́.
Thank you very much, man.
Ọ̀mọ̀wé Òkè bí ọ̀run òsì, mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín. Àwọn èèyàn bí èèyàn, ọ̀mọ̀wé Awófọlájú, wọ́n pọ̀ báwọn tí wọ́n nífẹ̀ẹ́ Yorùbá tí wọn ò sì fi Yorùbá Gbòde sílẹ̀ ní gbogbo ìgbà. Alàgbà Oyèlọlá lọ́tùn lósì, bàbá Ọmọníkẹ́, mo kí yín délé, ẹ ṣeun, mo fi ruyọ yín, ẹ kúfẹ́ Yorùbá, ojú òní yín ti ẹ̀ ní tẹ wọn ò yẹ wọn ò gbò lórí ètò Yorùbá Gbòde. Tó ẹni tó fúnni ní owó kò fẹ́ kébi ó pani ni, ẹni tó fúnni nímọ̀ kò fẹ́ ká rìn lókun àìnímọ̀, ṣé bí ẹni tó fúnni lọ́mọ kò fẹ́ ká jàjẹrun bí iṣu. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yèyé mi o, Egbinọlá Adékúnbí, àtúnwọ̀ ẹ̀dùn ló kọ́ mi láṣà mo jèrè àṣà, ìrè ní mògùn ará àlágbẹ̀dẹ, ọmọ awórin túnrin rọ, ibi ó bá wà ilẹ̀ rẹ̀ ni. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹnjíníà mi nínú ilé, Àlàkẹ́ ìjì ọkọ ìyá ẹ̀, ọpẹ́lọpẹ́ rẹ̀ bó bá ti dojúrú, Àlàkẹ́ ni ẹ pè. Ẹ̀ǹlẹ́ o, ọmọ ọlọ́yẹ̀ àjílù kéke, ọ̀ọ́dàgbà orí rẹ̀ ó kànkè, ọwọ́ rẹ̀ yóò torí onílù, ọjọ́ tó dalẹ̀ fún àwa báyìí láṣẹ Olúwa. Ó di ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ tí wọ́n tún mú tuntun wá lórí ètò Yorùbá Gbòde. Títí di ìgbà náà, èmi ni wọ́n wà, ẹ̀yin ni wọ́n bá, ẹ wá máa kéde Yorùbá Gbòde. A ní padà lẹ́yìn ìlọsíwájú Yorùbá àtèmi àti àwọn amòye. Títí ọjọ́ mẹ́jọ, ó di kọ̀ bí èbó fẹnu